Regular season almost in the books for the Pelham Panthers. They close it out here tonight against Prattville, and we start things off tonight with a girls matchup that's going to be a big test for your Pelham Panthers here. Prattville coming in 20-4 under Coach Erica Dubois, 16-8 for the Pelham girls. And this one is really going to be a barometer of where they are going into that area tournament on Saturday. Good evening, everybody. Justin Foster, Caleb Turrentine with you, Braden George Engineering for us here tonight. And Caleb, looking at this one, game number one of the doubleheader, a real tough one for the Panthers. 7A Prattville coming in here, and they are on a roll, 20-4 on the season.
Yeah, 10-game winning streak on top of that. And this is, like you said, this is one of those games that is good to have going into the playoffs. Obviously, you want to win every game you can play, but you just got through all that area play and all the stress and the pressure of those games. Now you get to say, hey, we can go out here and have a little bit of fun while also, hey, this is a big challenge for us. We're trying to get better. We want to make a run. We think we're good enough. I mean, Pelham's won 5 straight too, right? I mean, this Prattville probably feels the same way. This is a good test. This game, these two teams played earlier in the season, 2 months ago, early December, and that was a 7-point win for Prattville. So they feel like they're pretty closely matched, but this Pelham will have to be at their best to make sure this one doesn't get away from them.
For the Panthers, all about T. King under Haley Troop in her first year. T. King, the all-time leading scorer in this program. She eclipsed the 2,000-point mark. She passes Lacey Gogan as the all-time leading scorer just the other night, and everything has been about her this year. But it's going to have to be about the supporting cast as you go into that area tournament and turn the page to the postseason. They've got to get consistent help. Where do you look tonight to try to score an upset against Prattville?
Well, I mean, I think you have to look through T. King, and I know we're going to have a little bit going on here. I think honoring some seniors, I guess, is what's happening down here.
We are honoring T. King for her accomplishment
better,
here.
But I mean, we can talk about what she's done. She scored 32 in this game against Prattville 2 months ago, and that's, become the norm for her. But you're right. You have to have other people step up in order to move forward as a program, and especially in the postseason.
And what an accomplishment for such a storied player. She's heading to Troy next year, has meant so much to this program. And you think about the Lacey Gogan years, great years under Coach Crosby Morrison, the run that they made. T. King was a part of some of those teams, and that speaks to, just the longevity of the career, what she's been able to do, and what she has meant to this program. Very, very special moment here for T. King as she is in the record books forever here at Pelham High School, and a deserving player. See their all-time leading scorer on the Jumbotron there here in the gym.
Yeah,
what a moment.
We had her on more than once on the coaches show during football season, and I swear sometimes I feel like she could come up here and join us in the booth. The way she talks, she's very good on air. She obviously knows basketball. You can be as talented as possible, but high IQ makes you even better, and she's one of those players, and that's why she's going to be at D1 level next season.
And the humility is part of it too. Like she's always willing to talk ball, but you get her on, she doesn't want to just constantly talk about herself.
It's not about herself. That's right.
But then you see her on the court, and there's that kind of swagger that all great scorers have. But she's continued to evolve as a player as starting lineups for Prattville coming out here. When you look at it, though, we've seen Allie Barfield at times for this team be a difference maker. Janiyah Harris as well. Taylor Howard at times able to score the ball. In the postseason, do you need that second option consistently scoring, or is it something, different nights you can kind of rely on somebody else to step up?
No, I think we can talk about supporting cast. It is important that T. King goes out and plays well and is the leading scorer. I think that's your winning recipe for a team like this. But I think we saw it against Chelsea when Taylor Howard came out and scored early and often in that fourth quarter. That's what kept them in that game. It's because someone else was contributing when T. King was maybe playing too, exhausting herself on defense or not wanting to put the ball in her hands. You got to confuse defenses at times. But I do think, and we talked a little bit about that, I think it was last time, but Janiyah Harris, that's someone who obviously can rebound the basketball, needs to get more involved in the offense, and as a young player, that was always going to be the case throughout this season, and getting her usage rate up, if you want to talk some basketball analytics, I think is a big part of their recent success, and I'm sure that's part of what they're going to try to do into the postseason.
I do think Janiyah Harris has the most upside as far as an all-around player. Allie Barfield certainly can elevate the team with her shooting when it's on. You can't rely on that shooting night in, night out. Had some bigs have some significant success as well. But this is a true test tonight against Prattville, a team coming down from 7A. Again, that kind of hesitate to emphasize that too much. Again, we're going to also have to get used to it not saying 7A here with the changes that are coming. But, them coming in, what are you looking for Coach Dubois and her team and kind of a tune-up for that postseason run as well?
Well, that's a team that I think, have their eyes set on a blue map, and they are good enough to do that. I think we'll talk quite a bit about several of their players, but if Kaylee Mullins is where it's going to start, number 10. I want to read off some stats from her last game. This was at Thompson, a 7A area game against a big school and not a bad program by any means. She scored 29 points, 10 rebounds, 13 steals, and 7 assists, nearly a quadruple-double in high school basketball. This was just last week, and that's who Pelham is going to have to deal with tonight. That's a player who is good enough, and this is a team that is good enough to make it to Birmingham at the 7A level. So I'm kind of excited to watch them tonight. Even if it might not be exciting at times for Pelham, they just have to match that kind of energy and match that level of skill.
So a tune-up of sorts in their mind for the Panthers. It's all about scoring an upset. You able to compete here, and iron sharpens iron. Panthers have played their best ball late in the season.
On a 5-game winning streak of their own.
Just about to get underway here. Panthers won the jump, but Prattville able to deflect it and control it. They will go to work. High post. First shot off the mark. Panthers able to come down with it. Dayana Lewis off the mark for the Lions. Panthers with it into the half court. Allie Barfield going to work. Mullins guarding her.
An extended 2-3 zone from the Lions. Might even look like a 3-2 at times, but they're certainly making sure a body is close to T. King at all times.
Aggressive and quick, but they set up an open 3. Good pass to Janiyah Harris. And Hannah Bankston, great awareness there to find her on the perimeter. Other end, off the mark, but a second chance effort from Dayana Lewis. She'll shoot 2.
Yeah, I think on the other end you saw Hannah Bankston. That was one of those pass up a good shot for a great shot opportunities, and that's the kind of offense you love to see at any level of basketball. She turned, and I thought, why aren't you going up with that? And it's because she had a wide open shooter on the edge.
First free throw off the mark for Lewis. 1 of 2. 3-0 Panthers on top of Prattville. 7:07 first quarter of play. First of 2 here at Pelham High School tonight on 93.3 The River, streaming on NFHS and YouTube. Boys action coming up as Taylor Howard turns it over. Fast break opportunity for Prattville and an easy basket for Kaylee Mullins. And Prattville on the board with 6:43 to go in the first quarter.
I think this really got extended, look more like a 1-2-2 now.
And the Panthers turn it over.
That pressure at the top is going to, you have to make crisper passes and look for the holes behind the defense as to trying to go through them at the top.
What a steal from T. King. Quick hands. She'll look to push up ahead, draws the foul, she'll shoot 2. And wise decision. You talked about the basketball IQ on display there. She understands this defense going to put pressure, takes it to the rack, draws the foul.
Yeah, I think it was last time we were here, we talked about Pelham's offense needing to slow down against Chelsea. Find your best shots, don't force things. this is the kind of game where you're looking already where it's if you have an opportunity, run the fast break. That might be where you have a better chance of getting an offense that actually can produce as opposed to trying to go up against that zone.
First free throw good for King. Second one up and in. 5-2. Panthers on top. Great start for Coach Troop and her team. Prattville looks to feed that high post. Stolen away by the Panthers. T. King with it.
Already 2 steals for King. She averages 2.8 per game.
Barfield, jumper too strong. Prattville gets it, but promptly turns it over. Dayana Lewis just dragged the foot. Panthers get it back.
Yeah, fortunate pass. That was another just a little bit too long at the top of the zone. Prattville just missed a steal that would have gone the other way on a fast break.
T. King able to come down with the errant pass off the inbounds. Looking to set up Allie Barfield, not there. She pulls it back out.
And just like that, Prattville goes to man-on-man defense. They are going to throw different looks and try to confuse King in this offense.
King floater puts it in. Great start for the Panthers, 7-2 here. 5:25 to go first quarter.
And that's why I'll be surprised if the Lions stick with that man defense. Not a lot of people can stay in front of T. King.
Mullins step back jumper no good. Short. T. King pushing. Up ahead. Off the mark on the fast break opportunity. Ball deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Panthers. Howard to inbounds. Gets it to Janiyah Harris. King slowing things down. King to the rack, lost control, ball out of bounds. It will go to Prattville.
And Pelham's offense is going to have to run different sets at different times. Not just going to be confusing for players on the court, certainly confusing for the bench as well. You have to figure out what defensive set Prattville is in and attack it before they change.
Three-pointer off the mark from Mullins. Loose ball. That one looked like it was on the baseline out of bounds, but no whistle. Scrum for it. Taylor Howard comes away with it. And has it stolen. Easy opportunity for Prattville, and off the mark. And the Lions cannot buy a bucket right now. Fourth opportunity is up and in.
You got to rebound, but I had my hands up a little bit there as I was hoping for like a moving screen. It looked like a block was happening down the court on the fast break.
Not letting T. King get in position defensively. I guess that's a moving screen. Three-pointer, other end. Barfield knocks it down, and the fast start continues for the Panthers.
Both three-pointers have come off of assists that have come from inside the paint. I'm talking about inside-out game. That's exactly what coaches want to see.
Prattville three-pointer, other end is pure. Jada Lewis, the junior, shooting with all sorts of confidence. Guess she didn't get the memo about the slow start. T. King, other end, 3:20 to go first quarter.
As Prattville switches back into that zone.
Taylor Howard to the rack, puts it in. Nice floater.
That's how you attack a zone. Go to the middle and force them to make a decision. No one really picked her up.
Up off the mark, second chance is up and in for Dayana Lewis.
If there's a part in there where you have your hands up almost too long trying to not foul, that you realize the ball's coming back down, you got to find the ball.
Jump step off the mark. Battle down low. And a whistle.
You live with the shot. I think you trust T. King's going to make that majority of the time. You don't live with the foul. Can't have frustration after missing a shot when you don't really have a chance at a rebound. Go ahead and get back.
12-9, Panthers in front, 2:20 to go in quarter number 1 of 2 games here tonight. And a whistle on the other end. That one's going to be on the floor. Regular season finale for the Panthers as they head to area play. Girls will play on Saturday at 4 p.m. You can listen to it on 93.3. The River will have that one for you. Boys in action on Monday night against the Chelsea Hornets. Down low, Danica Lewis puts it in for Prattville. It's a 1-point game.
They're 11 points. 6 of them are second chance already.
Skip pass, Janiyah Harris, open 3 is off the mark. If you're Prattville, you feel good being down 1 here. The way the Panthers have shot, and Prattville leads. Fast break for Diora Lewis. .130 to go in the quarter. Allie Barfield off the mark.
And Pelham's getting good looks going to the rim and attacking the zone, the middle of the zone specifically. Just have to have some of these fall eventually.
Second chance effort off the mark. Harris with the rebound. Gives it to T. King. Panthers working it around. They turn it over again. That's been a problem in the latter half of this quarter. Fast break, other end, no good. As Kaylee Mullins misses the bunny. Other end, T. King to the rack. Same result, off the mark. Both teams struggling to finish at the rack. 37 seconds to go and a whistle.
Yeah, 2 players who are not going to miss that shot on either end very often.
13-12, Prattville in front.
I think you're looking at Pelham's defense, and if you're going to play the 3-2 zone, you're going to have to live with some offensive rebounds, but you're going to need your guards to come in and help with rebounding.
Nice defense down low, but second and third chance opportunity. Some contact there against Cyan Tatum. No whistle. Ball out of bounds will stay with Prattville.
I already have Prattville down for 10 offensive rebounds already in the opening quarter.
Jump shot is good for Dayana Lewis, and Prattville can start knocking down the shots. That's a little bit of a danger for the Panthers. Down 3 now. Feel like they've played really well in the quarter, just physicality of Prattville's been too much. T. King, long triple off the mark. Had a chance at it, and after 1, Prattville 15, Pelham 12. Panthers fast start. They cool off in the latter half of the quarter and trail by 3. We'll take a break. When we come back, second quarter, that's on the other side. This is Pelham Panther basketball on 93.3 The River, NFHS and YouTube. Back after this.
Joseph Chambers State Farm is a big supporter of Pelham Athletics. Their mission is to serve their customers' needs through their knowledge of insurance and excellent customer service. Joseph Chambers State Farm takes pride in what they do. Located on Canyon Park Drive in Pelham. Joseph Chambers State Farm, 205-663-3276.
If neck, back, or shoulder pain leave you feeling less than 100%, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham wants to help you get back to full strength. General aches and pains, or a sports injury, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham, 205-664-8881, or online at youcouldfeelbetter.com.
15-12, Prattville in front of your Pelham Panthers here with 1 quarter in the books. Some confusion during the break. 7 minutes on the clock, and they have fixed that to 8-minute quarters. think we would have noticed if we were playing 7-minute quarters, but
It felt like an 8-minute quarter. About 2
It
minutes
did.
went by, and you looked up, and it was 5:50 something left. Maybe we're crazy. It's fine.
I think Prattville would have rather maybe deleted that first minute
Yeah.
for them. Slow start for the Lions and Coach Dubois, but they really picked it up in the latter half, starting with their defense.
It did. It started with the defense. And again, I don't think Pelham's offense looked bad. They got some good-looking shots in the middle that could have changed that quarter.
Allie Barfield for 3.
As that's exactly what's supposed to happen. You attack the middle, find the outside shooter, as they did a couple of times. Already a third three-pointer for Pelham. That ends a 9-0 run from Prattville.
Prattville other end, contact from Janiah Harrison. I'm just not sure about that one. Hand straight up. There have been several others where there was a lot more contact, where no foul was called.
Yeah, I did think the right hand was down a little, but I thought the right hand was on the ball, and the left hand was straight in the air. So, and again, it's one of those things like she was shooting, but it looked like she was shooting to be fouled, not shooting to make the shot. And that is sometimes watching basketball the most frustrating part at any level of basketball. I say as a Joel Embiid fan.
Yeah, I was about to say that's.
I figured if I said it, it wouldn't hurt as much as if you said it.
At least you're not an OKC fan. 17-15, a steal. Allie Barfield has it taken away. We see the ability there, but cannot finish. Second chance points. Good. Dayana Lewis cleans up the Kaylee Mullins miss.
Offensive rebounding and points off turnovers. That is two things that will get you beat in any game against any team.
Another quick steal as Kamora Mitchell into the game. Taylor Howard tried to get it to her, but deflected away. Prattville has it. Foul called against Mitchell.
I think that looked worse than it was. It's not, I mean, a pass is technically a loose ball, but there was definitely a little bit of clothesline action. Is that the nice way of putting it?
That's what it looked like. She was definitely going for the ball.
Oh, for sure.
Nice inbounds play. Cannot finish. Diora Lewis will shoot 2, though. And Prattville, man, if they were finishing these layups, might be a little ugly right now.
If they were finishing them, they wouldn't have as many offensive rebounds either.
Good point. First free throw way off for Lewis.
I've been impressed with Coach Dubois, these out of timeouts, these under the basket plays that we've seen. They directly attack the 3-2 zone. And I think you might have to switch up. You know, when you get a basket, you got to go back to the other end, use your 3-2 zone. You might have to go to man on some of these inbounds to avoid the open shots.
Free throws no good. 4-point lead for Prattville, 19-15. And Allie Barfield just has it taken away. Kaylee Mullins, nice transition opportunity. Second chance, no good. Panthers able to come away with it, and Prattville continues to struggle to finish at the rim. T. King, other end, puts it up off the mark, and Prattville brings it down. 19-15, fast break opportunity. Easy layup is good this time for Dayana Lewis.
Now, officials are letting things go on both ends. I have seen a lot of contact in the paint that they, like you said earlier, felt like the call that was called didn't feel like much of a foul when we've seen things that have been let go. Again, kind of in the same situation right there.
21-15. Prattville on top. Down low, basket off the mark. Second chance, up and in for T. King.
You could see her a little bit of frustration, not just missing another layup, but finally Pelham getting an offensive rebound of their own, and then getting something to go, finally getting a whistle as well. Big basket for King.
Critical time for the Panthers. Down 4 as King off the mark gets the rebound, and That one goes off of Prattville. They do not think it went off of them. And quite frankly, from here, it did look like it was off of T. King.
I thought so too. She was able to play it off like, oh, well, it must be out on them. No big deal. And it worked.
Panthers keep possession, 21-17. The lead for Prattville. King to the rack, draws some contact. And they will keep this one on the floor.
Yeah, I understand why it was called on the floor. Ball never really got above her waist, but she had clearly gathered already and was trying to go up with it.
And Taylor Howard threw that one to T. King. Problem is she was out of bounds.
Yeah, I think the bounce actually bounced out of bounds. It was a bounce pass, and it bounced out of bounds first.
So Prattville with it. Three-pointer in the corner, off the mark, second chance. Out of control, shot no good. Battle for the rebound, no good on the follow. And Prattville, the offensive rebounding, we talked about T. King in the record books. I think Prattville is on pace.
I don't know if the HSA has that in their record book somewhere, most offensive rebounds in a single game. I'm scared to look because I'm scared to know just how close we are right now. We're at 14 as a team is what I have it as. Feels like more.
I don't know how you're keeping track of it.
It's hard. Hard.
We've seen multiple possessions with 3 offensive rebounds or more.
You said fourth chance earlier, and I said, okay, I must have missed one, and I just marked down 3 because that's what it felt like. And that'll be one as well.
I was kind of just guessing. That one's going to go out of bounds off of Hannah Bankston. And it will stay with Prattville, 21-17.
I mean, you can see Prattville has the size and the height. And I think if you're Pelham, you have to say, if we're going to lose on the battle down low anyway, let's get to running and obviously force them to make foul shots.
Really well defended there. The double team comes out from Kimora Mitchell. And the Panthers force a jump ball. Caitlin Cook defending.
Yeah, it was a jump ball. They didn't switch the arrow after the end of the quarter. Pelham got the ball to start the quarter, which means it is Prattville's ball.
Nice inbound, a nice basket for Dayana Lewis. 6-point lead for Prattville, 23-17.
And for Pelham to play as good as defense as they did over that last minute and a half, and to not be able to cut into the lead, that's a tough minute to swallow if you're Pelham.
Prattville's really struggled to finish at the rim shooting the ball, but you do see a team built for postseason success because they do seem like a team that can win without the offense really working to their advantage. T. King to the rack. And that is going to be a charge. Just well defended. Great anticipation. You see the frustration there from T. King. See it on her face.
Yeah, that's foul number 3 as well. I think you might have to get her out of the game. Not enough time to make the sub, though, as the refs got the inbounds. She has to make sure not to foul on this possession.
Kaylee Mullins thought about a 3. She turns it over instead. T. King, other end, trying to finish at the rim. No good. Gets it back. Second chance. Puts it up and in. And she'll shoot a free throw to try to cut it to 3.
Sure, because when things aren't going well, you got to get your points the hard way, right? It's the second time we've seen her miss a layup and then get in there, get an offensive rebound, and have an opportunity for an and one.
(23-19) T. King looking to cut it to 3. Off the mark, and she has struggled from the stripe, missed her last 2.
And once again, now she has to play a defensive possession with 3 fouls.
Oh, what a block, Caitlin Cook. But a second chance foul is going to send Prattville to the line. I'm just left you speechless there for a second. And she's got a knack for doing that. She's done it quite a bit throughout the season.
It's high pointing where that shot is while it's still in their hand. It just makes it look like such a clean block, almost like a jump ball at the top.
First free throw good.
But as we said, once again, it was second chance. It was an offensive rebound off that block. And fortunately for Pelham, with how many whistles they've been called for, T. King does get to go to the bench. I'd be surprised if she comes back in this final 4:21 of the half, already with 3 fouls.
Second free throw, no good. Unconventional shooting form there for Marissa Sieben. Battle for it. And another jump ball. That one's going to go to the Panthers. Janiyah Harris, great scrappiness there for Coach Troop. And gets her team a possession. Barfield with it. Into the half court.
That's a key moment for Pelham. T. King on the bench. Got to find someone to score points, but also be able to take care of the ball.
Panthers wanted a timeout instead.
I think we've got one.
They're going to award him the timeout.
And I think that's the right call.
I think what Prattville wants to say is she didn't have control, but that I think when you first saw that come out, she did indeed. We will take a break
before the whistle at the very least.
Absolutely. 24-19, Prattville in front. Timeout. Panthers will take it with them. Right back with more after this.
It takes proper technique to excel in sports. There's also a proper technique when it comes to the auto repair business. At Technique Automotive, they've built a reputation on honesty, accountability, and dependability. Technique Automotive can take care of anything your car needs. Technique Automotive, 3069 Lee Street in Pelham.
3M Carts and Mowers. They have the latest in lawn mowers from Exmark, Steel outdoor power equipment like edgers, blowers, and hedge trimmers. And if your mower isn't running in top shape, 3M Carts and Mowers service department can get it back on the job in no time. 3M Carts and Mowers, 734 Industrial Park Drive in Pelham.
3:57 to go, second quarter, 24-19. Prattville on top of your Pelham Panthers. And T. King going to have to do a little bit of watching with the third personal foul. She is on the bench.
And again, this a kind of game when you're not talking about area play. Obviously, we said you want to win, but talk about a learning experience and an opportunity here. You never know when you might have to play without T. King, whether it's the area tournament, whether it's the sub-regional, whether it's further down the road than that. This is big minutes for Pelham to learn from and try to capitalize on. Try to win these last 4 minutes before halftime would be huge.
I think the big question is, where do you key your offense? Janiyah Harris has shown the ability to do it. Taylor Howard in spurts as well. She certainly can run the point, but Panthers promptly turn it over. Easy layup other end. And Ayana Lewis, she's had a nice first half. She puts it in 26-19.
And as we said, you trust Janiyah Harris out there with the ball, but it wasn't just getting the rebound. It was also making sure you don't panic afterwards.
Barfield triple way off Malia Dixon. Nice steal. Sets it up to Barfield. Over to Howard. Howard looking down low to Cook, just overthrew her and turned it over.
And Prattville's defense, they've actually laid off the pressure up closer to half court, but you can still see Pelham feeling that pressure, that sense of pressure, rushing things too much. It's 2 straight possessions. They need somebody in there to calm things down.
Prattville feeds the high post, kicks it back out. 3 is up and off the mark. But guess what? Offensive rebound for Prattville. To the rack, up, off the mark. Third chance, off the mark. Panthers finally come down with it. Janiyah Harris off to Barfield. Panthers looking to push. Swinging it around. And Taylor Howard will reset up top. Dixon to the rack, puts it up, off the mark. Harris with an offensive rebound, and a jump ball is going to give it back to Prattville.
And that's the best offensive possession that Pelham has had with T. King on the bench. They got a great look. Good passing. Maybe a little bit fortunate to get an offensive rebound. But if you grab it right there, don't take your time. Go back up with it in that situation, thinking worst case scenario is drawing a foul.
Prattville 26-19. Nice block from Malia Dixon. Good minutes for her off of the bench, and she has provided a spark here for the Panthers.
Yeah, that's how you close out. We haven't seen a lot of three-point shots from Prattville. I think the ones we have seen have come from the top of the key.
I think you got to try to get some steals, some fast break opportunities. Offense struggling here. Another second chance opportunity, but Bankston able to come down with it off of the miss. Panthers looking to push. Taylor Howard up ahead to the rack. Throws it up off the mark, and Prattville going to have a fast break opportunity. They are unable to convert. Barfield up ahead, and Taylor Howard took a little too many dribbles there.
More like a controlling dribble when she got the pass. I think she was hoping it counted more as like a deflection or something. It didn't, though. It didn't. I think officials letting some things go on these fast breaks. Both teams could have been called for a foul. But in the half court, they're letting them play a little bit, or calling more whistles, and they're letting them play on a fast break. It's led to a little bit of a sloppy couple of minutes.
1 minute to go in the half, 26-19. Panthers just looking to weather the storm here, and they force a steal and then draw a foul.
And if you're Pelham, again, with T. King on the bench, a sloppy game is probably your friend, because you might think your play is going to be a little bit sloppy anyway. Have the defense out there and say, hey, we got to make things a little bit sloppy as well, and the defense has come alive, and now you're going to get an opportunity to cut into this lead from the free throw line.
I think Coach True got to be happy with the defensive effort, but the turnovers, you've got to put a lid on that. It is really cost the Panthers here.
I mean, almost everything on this end of the court has been 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 outside of rebounding, and everything else has been really, really good.
Taylor Howard converts the first 26-20, 53 seconds to go. One more free throw upcoming. It's up, and it rattles out, and Prattville comes down with it. Floater is good for Jada Lewis, and the lead is 8.
That's one of the first times we've seen Prattville just be quick on attacking the middle and make a simple shot actually look simple.
Bankston down low, draws the double, kicks it back out, and the Panthers turn it over. She traveled.
Turnovers have been better in the second quarter than the first. I mean, that's saying something, but.
Prattville down low. Cyan Tatum puts it in. And Taylor Howard carries. And another unforced turnover there for the Panthers, 2 in a row.
Yeah, things starting to fall apart here at the end of the quarter. They had an opportunity just down 6 with a minute left. Now, Prattville leads by double digits with a chance to extend it even further.
4 seconds. Chance at one more look. They just throw up a long 3 off the mark. Second chance. And Cyan Tatum couldn't quite get it off. Worried they were going to call a foul there with some contact. But we go into the half, 30-20. Prattville on top of your Pelham Panthers. We will take a break. When we come back, we will recap the first half. We'll look ahead to the second. And we'll look ahead to game number 2 of our doubleheader here. The boys from both teams in action after this one. We'll be right back here, 30-20. Prattville on top of Pelham on 93.3 The River, NFHS, and YouTube.
An insurance agent should be more than a person who sells you a policy. Joseph Chambers, your State Farm insurance agent in Pelham, is a friend, a neighbor. Joseph can take care of your home and auto insurance needs, as well as life insurance. State Farm was recently ranked #1 by J.D. Power & Associates for life insurance customer satisfaction. Joseph's office is located in the Canyon Park Office Center, 205-663-3276. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If neck, back, or shoulder pain leave you feeling less than 100%, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham wants to help you get back to full strength. Whether it's a general ache or a sports injury, Dr. White can help you get back on your game. Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham, 205-664-8881, or online at youcouldfeelbetter.com.
It takes proper technique to excel in sports. There's also a proper technique when it comes to the auto repair business. At Technique Automotive, they've built a reputation on honesty, accountability, and dependability. Technique Automotive can take care of anything your car needs. Technique Automotive, 3069 Lee Street in Pelham.
"3M Carts and Mowers can help keep your yard in tip-top shape. They have the latest in lawnmowers from Exmark, Steel outdoor power equipment like edgers, blowers, and hedge trimmers. They have chainsaws for the big jobs, and if your mower isn't running in top shape, 3M Carts and Mowers Service Department can get it back on the job in no time. 3M Carts and Mowers, 734 Industrial Park Drive in Pelham.
Zapata Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of 93.3 The River. Zapata is a local, family-owned and operated business, proud to have been a part of the Pelham area for more than 20 years. They have more than 100 authentic and delicious Mexican dishes to choose from. There's something for everyone, from salads to steak fajitas to chicken fingers. They also have excellent vegetarian options and a kid-friendly menu. Zapata Mexican Restaurant, where Valleydale meets Highway 31 in Pelham.
You say you'd never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA, Children's of Alabama, and the ABA.
How would you like to unlock a healthier future for you and your children? It's possible by becoming a participant in Catalyst by Southern Research, an Alabama-based initiative. Catalyst aims to improve understanding of genetic influences on health. With this deeper understanding, you can begin to access healthcare customized to your needs and choose treatments and medications based on your individual factors. There is no cost to join or participate. To get started, visit catalystbysouthernresearch.org. That's catalystbysouthernresearch.org. Sponsored by Southern Research, the ABA, and this station.
Halftime here at Pelham High School, 30-20. Prattville on top of your Pelham Panthers. The first of 2 here from Pelham High School. We will be right back with more to recap the half, look ahead to the second, and we will have that third quarter coming up right after this on 93.3 The River, NFHS, and YouTube.
3M Carts and Mowers can help keep your yard in tip-top shape. They have the latest in lawnmowers from Exmark, Steel outdoor power equipment like edgers, blowers, and hedge trimmers. They have chainsaws for the big jobs, and if your mower isn't running in top shape, 3M Carts and Mowers Service Department can get it back on the job in no time. 3M Carts and Mowers, 734 Industrial Park Drive in Pelham.
If neck, back, or shoulder pain leave you feeling less than 100%, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham wants to help you get back to full strength. Whether it's a general ache or a sports injury, Dr. White can help you get back on your game. Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham, 205-664-8881, or online at youcouldfeelbetter.com.
365, 24/7. You'll find road and utility crews, tow trucks, law enforcement, and first responders working along Alabama's roadway.
We're making improvements and helping our communities stay connected.
We're working hard to make sure you're safe on the road. Now we need your help to make sure we're safe too.
Alabama's Move Over law requires you to move over a lane when you see flashing lights on the roadside. And if you can't safely move over, please slow down.
Visit DriveSafeAlabama.org, brought to you by the Alabama Department of Transportation, Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
It takes proper technique to excel in sports. There's also a proper technique when it comes to the auto repair business. At Technique Automotive, they've built a reputation on honesty, accountability, and dependability. Technique Automotive can take care of anything your car needs. Technique Automotive, 3069 Lee Street in Pelham.
You say you'd never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA, Children's of Alabama, and the ABA.
Zapata Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of 93.3 The River. Zapata is a local, family-owned and operated business, proud to have been a part of the Pelham area for more than 20 years. They have more than 100 authentic and delicious Mexican dishes to choose from. There's something for everyone, from salads to steak fajitas to chicken fingers. They also have excellent vegetarian options and a kid-friendly menu. Zapata Mexican Restaurant, where Valleydale meets Highway 31 in Pelham.
You can now do more without it costing you more. Alabama's attractions have come together to offer the all-in-one ticket that downloads to your mobile device. No matter how many attractions listed on the ticket you see during the time span you bought, your price stays the same. Pick the right ticket option that best fits your schedule, and then enjoy more attractions without spending more. All-in-one tickets for different areas of Alabama are available at alabama.travel and other places where online tickets are sold. Brought to you by Alabama Tourism Department, the ABA, and this station.
Hi, I'm Dolly Parton. Experts all agree that by reading with your child every day, you can spark their imagination and inspire their early education.
Dolly's Imagination Library is dedicated to inspiring a love of reading by gifting books free of charge for Alabama children from birth through age 5. All you need to do is register your child on the website, and you'll start receiving books through the mail. Go to imaginationlibrary.com. That's imaginationlibrary.com. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Early Childhood Education, the ABA, and this station.
An insurance agent should be more than a person who sells you a policy. Joseph Chambers, your State Farm insurance agent in Pelham, is a friend, a neighbor. Joseph can take care of your home and auto insurance needs, as well as life insurance. State Farm was recently ranked #1 by J.D. Power & Associates for life insurance customer satisfaction. Joseph's office is located in the Canyon Park Office Center, 205-663-3276. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
30-20 your score here at halftime of game number 1 of our doubleheader here tonight on 93.3 The River and streaming live on NFHS and YouTube. Justin Foster, Caleb Turntime with you here. And first half, slugfest. Not a lot of, if you love scoring, might not be your bag, but a lot of offensive rebounding. Rugged play from Prattville to get their 10-point lead. They get T. King in trouble, and they extend about a 4 to 5 point lead to 10 as we go into the third quarter. How do the Panthers get back in this one?
Rebound. If you weren't here for that first half, I'll just say that right away, and we can say it over and over again, because if you don't give up 21 offensive rebounds in a half, in a game, you're probably going to be upset about that. But in a single half, you're certainly going to be upset about it. I kind of wish I had been tracking second chance points as well off of those on what Prattville was able to turn those into. But you're right. I mean, that game shifted. Prattville certainly had control of it early in the second quarter, but they weren't pulling away, and it shifted when T. King had to be forced out. She has to come back in, but she also has to be careful, because the moment she picks up a fourth foul, you're going to be in a dangerous situation yet again. So I'll be interested to see where they put her in their 3-2 zone. If they stick with the 3-2 zone, probably keep her at the top of the key. But then she also has to be careful going for rebounds, and she's one of your best athlete, one of your best rebounders. So it's going to be a struggle for Pelham to get back into this, but they have to kind of, survive the waters a little bit for now. Get to that fourth quarter. Don't let it be worse than this going into the fourth quarter. Give yourself a shot, and that could change the game.
Panthers not going to be able to sign a Charles Bediako here in the second half. How do they rebound better than what we saw?
I'm just going to walk off the broadcast. It's fine.
make more shots, and that's how you do it. You start with a nice triple from T. King. Rebounding not a problem when you play that sweet string music. 30-23 to start the half, and off the mark for Prattville, but guess what? Another offensive rebound and another putback from Diora Lewis.
Not to harp on the same stuff we did last time, but that definitely hit the wire again. That should have been out of bounds before that offensive rebound.
Three-pointer, Janiah Harris, that one nowhere close, and Prattville comes away with the rebound.
I think you can see a little bit of adjustment already. This looks more like a 2-3 zone than a 3-2. Going to have a rebounder in the middle as opposed to leaving space under the rim.
Shot off the mark, but a jump ball as it looked like Prattville was about to come away with another rebound. Inbound play, and they put it in for two. 34-23. Lead up to 11.
I also think one thing you have to adjust on defense is you got to pack the paint. That's where Prattville wants to go. That's where they rebound. I think you have to live with some jump shots right now. Force them to show you they can make outside jump shots and be there for the rebound when they miss, and don't let them have these easy ones because they missed a lot in the first half. If they get that many good looks from right at the rim again in the second half, that's where they can pull away.
T. King tries to split defenders, jump ball. Panthers keep it. Looking inbound, they get it to T. King. Panthers working it around the horn. Allie Barfield smothering defense from Prattville. Floater, no good for Barfield. Rebound Prattville.
Well, that was a great drive, a really good look too. Just left it a little bit short.
Panthers forced the turnover off a deflection. T. King the other way, long three, no good. Prattville with it. Pushing up ahead, floater is good for Jada Lewis.
The biggest lead of the night now for Prattville. Pelham in a dangerous situation.
Skip pass, three-pointer, T. King way off. Out of bounds, it will go back to Prattville.
And that's when you know you're a program with state championship aspirations, is that you're pulling away right now, and Coach DeBall wants a timeout because they left T. King too open for how she wants to play defense, and she's trying to figure out what went wrong and what they can do to make sure that doesn't happen again. She doesn't care what the score is.
And again, it's all about looking ahead for both of these teams. Again, area play in the books. It's now about that area tournament and win or go home. As good as Prattville has been, it will come down to that one-game scenario, and we have seen some wacky things happen that unfortunately in really good teams' season on that first game.
Yeah, playoff format debate aside, that's something that makes a difference in the great programs and the great teams, because you can't just be great for one season, because you have to be ready for those types of games, and especially when you're talking the 5A, 6A, 7A level, because for the most part, you're not going to have just easy wins on any given night.
Three-pointer is up, rattles around and falls, and that one is a backbreaker for the Panthers. It extends the lead to 16.
I think I would be replacing that rim before more games get played here. For how that rim treated Pelham in the first half, how are they going to get a Kawhi kind of bounce on a three-pointer there? That didn't make any sense.
Barfield with it. And just deflected out of bounds. Great defense there. Diora Lewis. Prattville so active defensively. Panthers have struggled all night.
It's currently a 16-4 run from Prattville to take control of this.
Bankston down low. Nice move. No good.
I think you like to see her not fall away from the basket as much when she turns. Make it a little bit easier of a shot on yourself.
Three-pointer, other end, no good. Battle for the rebound. Prattville puts it up, no good. Second chance, up and in for Dayana Lewis. (41-23). Prattville flexing the muscle here in this third quarter. They have extended the lead, and what a move for Hannah Bankston on the other end, stopping the bleeding and cutting it back to 16.
And that's been there often tonight, and Pelham hasn't been able to take advantage of it, whether it was a misplaced pass, too many dribbles, or just a missed layup. But that is exactly how they need to be attacking the Prattville defense.
You'd like to see a lot more of that from Bankston, just aggressive offensively. And
the last two possessions were great. I mean, find the mismatch and go to the rim.
That's one. Get her the ball down low, and good things are going to happen. Prattville, another second chance, make it a third.
Turnover number 9 for Prattville. Pelham only at 13. It certainly feels like a bigger advantage. I think it's because Prattville's been able to turn a lot of those turnovers into points.
41-25, three-pointer T. King.
King up to 14. I think they might need her to get to that 32-point mark she scored against Prattville last time. They want to have a chance. And except now there's foul number 4. She realized it too.
I think by the time she'd reacted and realized it was too late. And that's an easy call, and she knows it. She's giving herself an earful.
And it looks like Coach is just going to let her. Here comes the substitution now. We can talk about the learning experience. How long can you play with 4 fouls? How long can you do that at a high level still, while also not hurting your defense as a team?
When it rains, it pours. Panthers look like they had a rebound instead. Deflects off of Kimora Mitchell. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Prattville. And promptly, Panthers force a steal. And foul called. I thought that Hallie Barfield stepped out of bounds. Instead, a block against Dayana Lewis, and a little bit of a bailout call.
I think it was one of those calls that if that happens in the open court, you're probably not blowing a whistle. She did step out, and there was maybe a little bit too much of a bump, and you say, all right, that was a little too much. We got to blow the whistle.
Janiyah Harris with it. Bad pass, loose ball, battle for it. Prattville comes down with it. Nice. I guess we'll call it a block from Caitlin Cook. Panthers with it. I think the biggest problem
to pick up your dribble
offensively, just no flow without T. King. It's not just about scoring. It's just you lack a floor general, and that's something the Panthers got to find an answer for. Battle for it off of the miss here. Prattville comes away with it. Barfield able to get it off a deflection. Panthers with it, trailing by 13. Mitchell picks it up. Finds Harris on the high post, down low. Cook throws it away. Coach Troop with the hands on her head, and Feeling that frustration here with 1:15 to go in the quarter. Panthers trail by 13.
And I think you've seen it multiple times where you see a reaction from the bench every time someone picks up their dribble in a spot before they know what they're doing.
Taylor Howard out of control off the mark with the floater. Prattville with it. Final 53 seconds in the quarter.
And I suspect at this point it's try to steal 50 seconds without letting it get worse with T. King on the bench, and she'll be back in when the fourth quarter starts.
Malia Dixon into the game for the Panthers and Cyan Tatum for Prattville. Final 40 seconds of the quarter. Taylor Howard with it into the half court. Swings to Malia Dixon, who knocks down a triple.
Again, a shot that has been there more often than not tonight and just have let it go. Not being able to get the passes there.
Panthers force a steal. 10-point game. Taylor Howard pushing up ahead. Howard, some contact, no foul. And a timeout for Prattville. Coach Dubois, some frustration as her team has allowed the Panthers back into this one, 41-31. 10 seconds in the quarter. We'll step aside here. Panthers on a little run, trying to make things interesting with the fourth quarter looming. Right back after this.
Zapata Mexican Restaurant is ready to feed hungry Pelham Panther fans. Zapata is family-owned and operated and a proud part of the Pelham area for more than 20 years. They have more than 100 authentic and delicious Mexican dishes to choose from. Zapata Mexican Restaurant, where Valleydale meets Highway 31 in Pelham.
41-31, Panthers trailing Prattville. A timeout for Coach Dubois, and she senses some momentum swinging the way of the home team. Final 5 seconds here in the quarter. Prattville trying to get one more shot up. They turn it over instead. 1.4 on the clock.
This should be when T. King goes into the game.
Mitchell, half court, well short. And so we will head to the fourth, and the Panthers do what they need to do with T. King on the bench. They cut it back to 10. Got a chance to make one final push to make things interesting in the fourth quarter. We'll take another break. Fourth quarter right after this on 93.3 The River, NFHS, and YouTube.
3M Carts and Mowers. They have the latest in lawnmowers from Exmark, Steel outdoor power equipment like edgers, blowers, and hedge trimmers. And if your mower isn't running in top shape, 3M Carts and Mowers service department can get it back on the job in no time. 3M Carts and Mowers, 734 Industrial Park Drive in Pelham.
It takes proper technique to excel in sports. There's also a proper technique when it comes to the auto repair business. At Technique Automotive, they've built a reputation on honesty, accountability, and dependability. Technique Automotive can take care of anything your car needs. Technique Automotive, 3069 Lee Street in Pelham.
If neck, back, or shoulder pain leave you feeling less than 100%, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham wants to help you get back to full strength. General aches and pains, or a sports injury, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham, 205-664-8881, or online at youcouldfeelbetter.com.
41-31 your score. Panthers a little mini run with T. King on the bench to close out the quarter, making things interesting to start this fourth quarter. Corner three up, no good. Panthers come down with a rebound. Jada Lewis off the mark.
And T. King immediately back into the game. You're right, those minutes were big. Wanted to keep it just close enough. And I said that winning the third quarter would have been huge. They managed to stay even despite that lead getting all the way to 16, which has now been cut in half.
Malia Dixon continues her strong night. She puts it in, and the lead is now 8. Panthers force another turnover.
Doesn't it feel like someone's just about to pop one?
Barfield for three. Off the mark. Dixon the rebound. And she just throws it away. Had Taylor Howard panicked a little bit.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times. If you're going to panic, it's best just to walk the ball out of bounds than throw it into the middle of the court, which could result in points the other way.
Wild out of control. Layup attempt. Panthers come down with it. Jump ball. Aaliyah Dixon down there amongst the bigs. She comes down with the ball. She has been the spark plug off of the bench for the Panthers. 6:35 to go. Taylor Howard finds Dixon. Back up top to Howard. Wisely pulls it out. Skip past Barfield. Skip pass to Dixon. Wisely gets it up top. Howard takes it in. Floater is just short.
That's another one from that first quarter where you thought this is a big opportunity.
Other end, nice take, Kaylee Mullins. And the lead is back to 10.
Yeah, that was one of those plays where you have to learn the difference between playing defense without fouling and not playing defense at all.
Corner three deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Panthers.
This will officially go down as offensive rebound number 5 for Pelham.
It's maybe more than I thought. T. King with it. 5:45 to go. Takes it in. Absorbs the contact and puts it in for 2.
Now up to 16.
43-35. Panthers trail by 8. Three-pointer other end, no good. Second chance, no good. Battle for it. Bankston comes down with it. Barfield pushing. Dixon corner. Pulls up for 3. Off the mark.
It looked good from where we were.
Well, and she was open about 2 seconds before she got the ball. I think she kind of rushed it.
Yeah, still had a little bit of time, set her feet. Looked like she faded to her left a little bit.
4:55 on the clock and a travel. Deanna Lewis kind of dragged the foot. Indecisive. Coach Troop and her team knocking on the door.
It's right now it's trying to get over that hump. You got over the hump to get it from 10 to 8. Now it's about getting it down to 6. Can't live with it going back and forth between 8 and 10. Prattville would live with that at this point.
Howard floater. It's good. The Panthers have cut it back to 6. They trailed by as many as 16. And with 4:25 to go, they are putting pressure on Prattville. And they force another steal. Malia Dixon up ahead. Pass to Howard. And she cannot finish it. Prattville with it. They're pushing the other way. Off the mark. Second chance. Battle for it down low, and Prattville puts it in.
What a turn of momentum that would have been. That's a 4-point swing again with the problems that have haunted Pelham tonight. Missed layup, turnover, offensive rebounds, and just like that, back to an 8-point game.
Taylor Howard over to Dixon, too strong. Gets her own rebound. Out to T. King, who knocks it down. 5-point game with 3:25 to go.
And it's amazing what this place can start doing with a little bit of crowd noise behind them, a little bit of momentum.
Late arriving crowd here. But the ones in are starting to make some noise. You feel the energy shift. 5-point game, 3:05 to go. To the rack, nice pass. Down low ball deflected out of bounds. It'll go back to the Panthers.
But I think maybe a fortunate call on that out of bounds. Didn't really see from our angle, but I think Prattville was fortunate not to turn the ball over sooner. There was no 5-second count happening at the top. Timeout from Coach Troop here. This is take that momentum into a timeout kind of thing. Don't break it. Get a good shot. You can get this thing down to a one-possession game.
45-40, 3:01 to go. Timeout. We'll take it with them. We got a good finish coming up on the other side right back after this.
If neck, back, or shoulder pain leave you feeling less than 100%, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham wants to help you get back to full strength. General aches and pains or a sports injury, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham, 205-664-8881 or online at youcouldfeelbetter.com.
Joseph Chambers State Farm is a big supporter of Pelham Athletics. Their mission is to serve the customers' needs through their knowledge of insurance and excellent customer service. Joseph Chambers State Farm takes pride in what they do. Located on Canyon Park Drive in Pelham. Joseph Chambers State Farm, 205-663-3276.
45-40. Panthers have chiseled away a 16-point lead and find themselves in a ball game. And spark plug in this second half, Malia Dixon has been sensational off the bench.
Yeah, she has brought the spark, and again, those minutes, she was able to get into more of a flow when the minutes that took T. King to the bench forced another guard out there, and she used those minutes to her advantage. Things weren't perfect with T. King on the bench. We talked about that, but then they survived on with T. King coming back in. She's taking advantage of staying out there.
And you feel like she is going to finish things out here. Taylor Howard turns it over. T. King tried to save it, and now Prattville's got numbers.
Yeah, Prattville's not looking to rush it, though, which if I'm Pelham, I'm okay with right now. Prattville's offense hasn't looked great, especially when they try to waste time.
Another turnover for Prattville. Floater for T. King, no good. And Prattville comes down with it. And almost turns it over again. Ball's on the ground, a whistle, and Prattville wants a timeout. And Pelham has completely shifted the way this Prattville team is playing. They have sped them up.
Boy, that another opportunity, though, that you look back and say that was the chance that felt like a moment to really cut into the lead. They missed out on one earlier that would have gone from 8 to 6. Obviously, it's at 5 now. T. King, that was foul trouble. That got into her head. She almost looked too casual going to the basket, and you have to think it's because she was scared of a charge. And that's what foul trouble will do. I know for the most part you're happy with a T. King floater on almost any possession, but that one just a little too strong. And when Pelham hasn't been getting as many second chance opportunities, there's been a lot of one and done.
I think there's another element of trying to get it all too fast. You got 2:19. There's plenty of time still in the game. I think on some of these fast breaks, you may not have the numbers. You're pressing a little bit to try to get those points. Pull it back out, find a quality shot.
See, and again, this is more college and NBA and WNBA level thinking that you had a 3-on-1, 4-on-2 opportunity. If I'm T. King, I might pull up from 3. Long rebounds, you've had a better chance at getting it. You weren't going to be very contested. They were backpedaling into the paint.
Only a bad shot if you miss it.
And I like some bad shots. I'm all for it.
Yeah, well, sometimes you make one of those bad shots, it completely shifts momentum. Prattville.
I don't think we got to count that entire possession from the official. Did the 5-second count leave high school basketball?
It makes you wonder. There's a foul. 45-40. Prattville on top. It's going to be the first personal foul on Taylor Howard, and she promptly fouls again. Also think at a certain point you've seen Prattville kind of struggle from the free throw line.
That might be the thinking right now. And I think they might be worried about a little bit too much defensive pressure to force a turnover with T. King in there, thinking she goes for a steal, gets called for a 5th foul. Is that not a double dribble?
Prattville completely out of sorts offensively. Panthers putting the pressure on, and they force a turnover, at least a jump ball. And that will stay with Prattville, but the arrow goes the other way now, so the Panthers will get the next one.
Well, we saw a double dribble and a carry called at the end of the first half that were not iffy, the right calls, but it's felt like a little harsh. Prattville just got away with both in about a 10-second span.
And that one looked to be, again, if you're going to call it at all one way, you got to call it both ways. And that one dribbled, looked to be out of bounds, and did she step on the line?
They got another timeout, I believe.
They will call the timeout, and it's fortunate to say the least.
As a pass was being turned over, too. I mean, if you're Prattville, it can look as messy as you want. They managed to kill a minute and a half of this clock and still maintain their 5-point lead, and Pelham still has 2 more fouls to give. They won't be shooting free throws for 3 more fouls. I think if I'm Pelham, I know you still have a couple of timeouts in your pocket. I know it seems risky, but I think I might leave T. King on the bench and go as aggressive as possible on defense, or just put her in free safety. You still might risk a foul that way. But go as aggressive as possible. 3 fouls. You need to foul 3 more times. Sitting them to the free throw line isn't the worst thing that's going to happen. And with these officials and how they've called the game tonight, aggression on loose balls and bad passes, they're going to let it go. And I think you have to do your best, do everything you can to force a turnover right now. The only thing about leaving T. King off the bench, or leaving her on the bench, would be she's off the bench when you have a fast break opportunity.
Yeah, and offensively, I just –
well, yeah, you want to call a timeout and get her back in right away if you get a steal, but you have to have the ball. They haven't had the ball in 90 seconds.
And the fast breaks are not a gimme. I think there have been just some out-of-control opportunities. So T. King will stay on the floor, 1:24 to go. And is that a technical foul?
On someone.
The refs will huddle up here to discuss it. I mean, that was quick.
T is walking off like she believes she might have been called for something.
And it's on Taylor Howard. So the good news for the Panthers is that's
if I saw what happened correctly, the ref came over and told Coach that it looked like she told Prattville's bench to sit down. She was guarding the ball. I don't know. That's 2 tough points to swallow in a game that has been as physical as it's been, and I disagree with most technicals at the high school level because I think high school officials can be a little touchy.
I disagree with most technicals. Unless it's a physical,
I agree.
Big time physical issue. Great pressure from the Panthers. Now down 7. Almost forced a turnover. 1:10 to go.
I got to give it to Coach Stroop. I would have myself a technical if I was on the bench.
Yeah, maybe earn one. Final minute here, 7-point lead for Prattville.
Another carry.
Again, you see the Panthers kind of getting tired, and there you go. If you're going to foul.
And now they're calling that intentional after everything that they wouldn't call with all the reach-ins. If you're going to ask them to foul, you are setting that up. All these reach-ins and all these different loose balls that you have allowed and not called fouls on, players are going to go in like that and try to foul. I have no issue with that from Pelham. And I know Coach True might have a different message to her players, but that's ridiculous to call an intentional foul that quickly.
47-40, 43 seconds. I've tried to be better about talking about the officials, and
I might not be officially employed by Pelham High School, so you can leave it to me. It's fine.
I'm gonna be honest. I think some people I work with would be more than happy for me to maybe a former partner of mine right here, who is now the boss lady, would be happy for me to say it. And again, call it consistently. If you're going to let them play, a hard foul just needs to be a hard foul.
And for the record, I don't even think there was malice there.
At all.
It just looked harder because two people knocked you to the ground.
And I think
it was
Leah
so
Dixon
immediate.
tripped.
There was no discussion. It was immediate.
Just.
And now Prattville, who is here to play basketball and warm up for area, just spent the last 2 minutes dribbling in circles instead of playing basketball.
Maybe a couple of carries.
Yeah,
dribbles in there.
Dribbling might be not the right word for it.
49-40, Prattville in front. And again, we talk about preparing for, that area tournament. I think if you're Coach Troop, you feel good about this group in the second half. And things are getting chippy. These officials need to get control.
Well, that's the first foul Prattville's been called for in the fourth quarter. So getting control, I think, is a little late on their agenda.
A little late with 26 seconds. I think you like what you saw from this 5. The energy, particularly what Dixon brought to you.
I think you really like what you saw in the second half for the most part. Especially once it got to that 39-23 lead. Pelham battled, and despite these last 30 seconds and the free throws.
Long three. T. King knocks it down. And they'll just run the clock out.
And that's not a bad way. If this is T. King's last game in this gym, that's a pretty fitting shot for it to end on.
You'd like for it to come in a win, but great finish for the Panthers. You fall by 6 in a game that felt closer in the final minutes. I know T. King's frustrated, rightfully so. You want to win. Ain't no Hugh Freeze's going to celebrate being close at Pelham High School, or really most anywhere.
I do think that there's something. I mean, we talked about it up top, right? It wasn't. You want to win, but this isn't necessarily about winning or losing. This is about preparing, and I think there is a lot that you take from this, both things that went bad, what you need to be better at, learning how to deal with foul trouble from your star player. The final 3 minutes, obviously, you want to handle that better. But there was a lot here that you say, listen, we just took it toe-to-toe with the 7A number 17. Maybe not toe-to-toe, but you threatened them. You made them worry. They wouldn't have wasted time like that if they weren't worried about you coming back. I promise you that. So I think there's a lot of good there, and I don't know if I'd want to play this Pelham team at this point in the season.
They will be back in action this Saturday, 4 p.m. at Chelsea High School. The opponent will be Spain Park, a team that the Panthers have swept in the regular season. Still got one more game to go. The boys are in action, looking to close things out on a strong note against Prattville. We will have a preview of that one and opening tip coming up in about 10 minutes. We'll take a break. We'll be right back here in a moment. This is Pelham Panther basketball on 93.3 The River, NFHS, and YouTube.
Joseph Chambers State Farm is a big supporter of Pelham Athletics. Their mission is to serve the customers' needs through their knowledge of insurance and excellent customer service. Joseph Chambers State Farm takes pride in what they do. Located on Canyon Park Drive in Pelham. Joseph Chambers State Farm, 205-663-3276.
If neck, back, or shoulder pain leave you feeling less than 100%, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham wants to help you get back to full strength. General aches and pains, or a sports injury, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham, 205-664-8881, or online at youcouldfeelbetter.com.
It takes proper technique to excel in sports. There's also a proper technique when it comes to the auto repair business. At Technique Automotive, they've built a reputation on honesty, accountability, and dependability. Technique Automotive can take care of anything your car needs. Technique Automotive, 3069 Lee Street in Pelham.
3M Carts and Mowers. They have the latest in lawnmowers from Exmark, Steel outdoor power equipment like edgers, blowers, and hedge trimmers. And if your mower isn't running in top shape, 3M Carts and Mowers Service Department can get it back on the job in no time. 3M Carts and Mowers, 734 Industrial Park Drive in Pelham.
Zapata Mexican Restaurant is ready to feed hungry Pelham Panther fans. Zapata is family-owned and operated and a proud part of the Pelham area for more than 20 years. They have more than 100 authentic and delicious Mexican dishes to choose from. Zapata Mexican Restaurant, where Valleydale meets Highway 31 in Pelham.
Time for today's Rewind 2026. February 2nd, 1887.
Well, it's Groundhog Day. Again. And that must mean that we're up here at Gobbler's Knob, waiting for the forecast from the world's most famous groundhog weatherman, Punxsutawney Phil, who's just about to tell us how much more winter we can expect.
The first Groundhog Day, the day when a bunch of folks in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania get up before the crack of dawn, put on tuxedos and fancy gowns, march to the city park, and pull old Punxsutawney Phil out of his little home in a tree trunk. Then they observe him as he goes about doing his groundhog shadow thing. If the groundhog doesn't see his shadow, it means spring is on the way. If he does see his shadow, it means 6 more weeks of winter, which upsets the folks gathered round. On February 2nd, 1935, Leonard Keeler conducted a test of the polygraph, the lie detector, in Portage, Wisconsin. It marked the first time that one of the mysterious boxes was used. February 2nd, 1946.
Ronson, the world's greatest lighter, presents that absolutely unrehearsed animal, vegetable, or mineral game, 20 Questions. Now, here's your man about questions, Bill Slater.
The Mutual Broadcasting System presented 20 Questions for the first time on radio. Bill Slater was the master of ceremonies. The show moved to television in 1949. On February 2nd, 1959...
I smell smoke in the auditorium. Charlie Brown, he's a clown. That's Charlie Brown.
The Coasters' tune, Charlie Brown, was released. The tune went to number 2 and stayed there for 3 weeks, but didn't make it to the top spot of the charts. And what song was number 1, preventing Charlie Brown from reaching the top? Venus by Frankie Avalon. February 2nd, 1964.
G.I. Joe, fighting man from head to toe, on the land, on the sea, in the air.
Following the success of the Barbie doll for girls, Hasbro launched G.I. Joe, an action figure for boys. There were originally 4 figures launched, one for each branch of the armed forces. On February 2nd, 1995, Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Eileen Collins became the first woman space shuttle pilot this day as the Space Shuttle Discovery blasted off from Cape Kennedy. Celebrating birthdays today, teach your children well. Graham Nash was born in 1942, and Christy Brinkley was born in 1954. The number 1 record on this date in 1961 was... Love Me Tomorrow by the Shirelles. And that's today's Rewind 2026.
Zapata Mexican Restaurant is ready to feed hungry Pelham Panther fans. Zapata is family-owned and operated and a proud part of the Pelham area for more than 20 years. They have more than 100 authentic and delicious Mexican dishes to choose from. Zapata Mexican Restaurant, where Valleydale meets Highway 31 in Pelham.
3M Carts and Mowers. They have the latest in lawnmowers from Exmark, Steel outdoor power equipment like edgers, blowers, and hedge trimmers. And if your mower isn't running in top shape, 3M Carts and Mowers Service Department can get it back on the job in no time. 3M Carts and Mowers, 734 Industrial Park Drive in Pelham.
It takes proper technique to excel in sports. There's also a proper technique when it comes to the auto repair business. At Technique Automotive, they've built a reputation on honesty, accountability, and dependability. Technique Automotive can take care of anything your car needs. Technique Automotive, 3069 Lee Street in Pelham.
If neck, back, or shoulder pain leave you feeling less than 100%, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham wants to help you get back to full strength. General aches and pains, or a sports injury, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham, 205-664-8881, or online at youcouldfeelbetter.com.
Joseph Chambers State Farm is a big supporter of Pelham Athletics. Their mission is to serve the customer's needs through their knowledge of insurance and excellent customer service. Joseph Chambers State Farm takes pride in what they do. Located on Canyon Park Drive in Pelham. Joseph Chambers State Farm, 205-663-3276.
First game in the books here on a doubleheader to close out the regular season for the Pelham Panthers. Justin Foster, Caleb Turrentine with you. And have you cooled off the finish there? Usually I'm the one getting on the officials, but nice to have somebody else.
Get them back out here and play those final 3 minutes of actual basketball instead of whatever we just witnessed. And listen, I could be complaining about the officials. I could be complaining about Prattville. I could be complaining about Pelham and you know, what they were doing in the final 3 minutes. You know, in reality, it's probably more of, hey, it's the system's fault. And maybe a little bit to blame everybody, maybe not Prattville because they just did what they could do to win a basketball game. But, man, something's got to change about that. And we see shot clocks sitting here above the backboards. And in a non-area game, why aren't we using them? If it makes your players better, if it makes the product better, I don't know why we aren't using them.
I think the question is, why has this not been adopted statewide? I mean, is it an infrastructure thing? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think obviously the cost, and when you're talking about regular season usage, and you don't want to implement it at the championship and playoff level if everyone hasn't used it all season. So I don't know. I get it. I don't know if their solution is to say, hey, it's mandatory at the 7A level, it's mandatory at the 6A level, it's mandatory at the 5A level, and maybe have the smaller schools. But, you know, just because you're a big school doesn't mean you have the money for a shot clock either. So I don't know what the solution is outside of, you know, making it to where it's so mandatory as having a certain type of backboard. Make a shot clock mandatory and say this has to be in your budget, and schools just have to budget for it. I think it would be better for the sport, better for the product, better for the players. We talk all the time when we're talking about football about getting people ready for a next level, whether it's you know, D1, D2, D3, JUCO, whatever. Sending so many players to the next level. You know what would help these players make it to the next level is playing the game that they are going to play at the next level. You have a play clock in football. There shouldn't be a difference. You know, it's maybe not as simple, but it's got to be the same cost. It's an extra clock on the field.
It's a conversation we've been having for 25 years. I remember being in middle school at a high school game, and the crowd booed the home team because in overtime, home coach decided to hold it the entirety of the overtime session and take one shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it before.
And missed it. And it went to double overtime. And the Boo Birds were even worse. And the cheers came out from the home crowd when the opponents pressed and decided to actually put some pressure. So we're not going to solve it tonight, but certainly you would like to see that change implemented. Again, it's been a discussion for 25 years. We spent most of our time of this pregame talking about that finish, but when you look at this one for the Panthers here, rolling along, if the opponent is not named Spain Park, they are undefeated against everybody but the Jaguars. Here against Prattville team that's struggling, what are the keys to closing out the regular season on a high note?
Well, I think we talked about it being a challenge and a tune-up for the girls team. Right now, for the boys team, I think it's about finishing strong because you could have had the biggest challenge of the year and put them out here and try to play the toughest opponent possible. But it's staying healthy, it's getting together, making sure you stick to your game plan. This isn't about making too many adjustments, making too many lineup tweaks. You want to get out here and you want to show out, you want to win. You're a good enough team. You have to win to take momentum into the playoffs, feel good about yourself. It's a confidence builder tonight.
It is Prattville. It is your Pelham Panthers. It is game 2 of our doubleheader. Coming up on the other side, starting lineups and opening tip for the boys right after this.
It takes proper technique to excel in sports. There's also a proper technique when it comes to the auto repair business. At Technique Automotive, they've built a reputation on honesty, accountability, and dependability. Technique Automotive can take care of anything your car needs. Technique Automotive, 3069 Lee Street in Pelham.
3M Carts and Mowers can help keep your yard in tip-top shape. They have the latest in lawnmowers from Exmark, Steel outdoor power equipment like edgers, blowers, and hedge trimmers. They have chainsaws for the big jobs, and if your mower isn't running in top shape, 3M Carts and Mowers Service Department can get it back on the job in no time. 3M Carts and Mowers, 734 Industrial Park Drive in Pelham.
Zapata Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of 93.3 The River. Zapata is a local family-owned and operated business, proud to have been a part of the Pelham area for more than 20 years. They have more than 100 authentic and delicious Mexican dishes to choose from. There's something for everyone, from salads to steak fajitas to chicken fingers. They also have excellent vegetarian options and a kid-friendly menu. Zapata Mexican Restaurant, where Valleydale meets Highway 31 in Pelham.
If neck, back, or shoulder pain leave you feeling less than 100%, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham wants to help you get back to full strength. Whether it's a general ache or a sports injury, Dr. White can help you get back on your game. Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham, 205-664-8881, or online at youcouldfeelbetter.com.
An insurance agent should be more than a person who sells you a policy. Joseph Chambers, your State Farm insurance agent in Pelham, is a friend, a neighbor. Joseph can take care of your home and auto insurance needs, as well as life insurance. State Farm was recently ranked #1 by J.D. Power & Associates for life insurance customer satisfaction. Joseph's office is located in the Canyon Park Office Center, 205-663-3276. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You say you'd never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA, Children's of Alabama, and the ABA.
You can beat your toughest opponent. You can beat your best time in the mile. You can beat that old largemouth bass. But one thing you should never try and beat is a train. If a train is approaching, don't risk your life trying to beat it, because beating the train is a deadly game. Drive safe, Alabama. Sponsored by ALDOT, the Alabama Broadcasters Association.
864-8881 or online at youcouldfeelbetter.com.
It takes proper technique to excel in sports. There's also a proper technique when it comes to the auto repair business. At Technique Automotive, they've built a reputation on honesty, accountability, and dependability. Technique Automotive can take care of anything your car needs. Technique Automotive, 3069 Lee Street in Pelham.
3M Carts and Mowers. They have the latest in lawnmowers from Exmark, Steel outdoor power equipment like edgers, blowers, and hedge trimmers. And if your mower isn't running in top shape, 3M Carts and Mowers Service Department can get it back on the job in no time. 3M Carts and Mowers, 734 Industrial Park Drive in Pelham.
Zapata Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of 93.3 The River. Zapata is a local, family-owned and operated business, proud to have been a part of the Pelham area for more than 20 years. They have more than 100 authentic and delicious Mexican dishes to choose from. There's something for everyone, from salads to steak fajitas to chicken fingers. They also have excellent vegetarian options and a kid-friendly menu. Zapata Mexican Restaurant, where Valleydale meets Highway 31 in Pelham.
You wear seatbelts on wild theme park rides.
At this time, I'm going to ask you to fasten your seatbelt.
You wear seatbelts on airplanes. And seatbelts on go-karts. So why not wear a seatbelt in the backseat of a car? In Alabama, wearing your seatbelt in the back seat is the law. Every seat, every trip. Drive safe, Alabama. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Transportation, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Hi, I'm Dolly Parton. Experts all agree that by reading with your child every day, you can spark their imagination and inspire their early education.
Dolly's Imagination Library is dedicated to inspiring a love of reading by gifting books free of charge for Alabama children from birth through age 5. All you need to do is register your child on the website, and you'll start receiving books through the mail. Go to imaginationlibrary.com. That's imaginationlibrary.com. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Early Childhood Education, the ABA, and this station.
Is loving you like it was in 4-year-old Joshua Williams?
I saw a homeless man, so I gave him $20 that my grandmother gave me earlier that day.
But Joshua felt he could do more. So at 5 years old, he started a foundation to feed the hungry.
And so far, we've helped over 300,000 individuals.
Love is in you. Now pass it on.
I think that's it, just giving back and producing love for everybody.
Now 16, Joshua's amazing story continues. See more at passiton.com.
Feel the electricity building in this building as the boys, the number 4 team in 6A, set to take the floor against the Prattville Lions. And we apologize for the prolonged commercial break. Deshaun Morissette honored before the game for his 1,000-point accomplishment. Quite the accomplishment for the senior. Has meant so much for this team in what has been a magical season. You see him there, likely the player of the year in Shelby County, and likely an all-state selection as well. Grayson Childress there. And the 5 for the Panthers tonight. It's the 5 we've seen all season long. Andy Olds, Deshaun Morissette, Grayson Childress, Trey Pittman, and the big man, Jaden Robinson. And for Prattville, Latwan Hall Jr., Deshaun Hall, Jersey Farbs, Nathaniel Warren, and Anthony Cowling. And Prattville struggling on the season, but you know, this one, especially for our listening audience, it's all about the Panthers. What do you want to see from them here as a tune-up for Monday's area tournament opener?
Well, I do want to preface a little bit about Prattville here, is that they are 10-16. They've had their last 6 losses all by single digits. They have 6 losses this season by 5 points or less. That being said, the last time these two teams played, Pelham won by 22. So I do think they're a little bit better than their record shows. Pelham should have the upper hand. And you're right, it starts with this starting 5. 4 of them scored in double figures last time these two teams met, and that was led by Morissette, who scored 24. Trey Pittman hit 3 threes in that game as well. So this starting 5 is, I mean, obviously they're starting lineup for a reason, but your best lineup isn't always your starting lineup. And fortunate for Pelham it is. Excited to see them go out the regular season at home, at least, with some success tonight.
We are underway. Panthers win the opening tip. Trey Pittman with it. Working it around Andy Olds, going to fire it for 3 and puts it in. Olds with a quick start, and the Panthers take a 3-0 lead.
Well, Grayson Childress, a man who usually runs around all over the place, did not care about an offensive rebound, put his hands up and said that's going in before the shot was even released.
Panthers 25-2 on the season. Lone losses. One opponent, Spain Park, has had their number. 0-2 against the Jags. 25-0 against everybody else, including 1-0 against this Prattville team on the road. Stifling defense to start. Pittman. Nice take, deflected. 2 blocks from Grayson Childress. Up ahead, Olds in transition, puts it in.
Man, that is terrific defense. Childress just back-to-back blocks like a pogo stick, jumping up and down to make sure to get the second one. I don't know how he got back up in time.
$5-0 Panthers, 6:30 to go, opening quarter. And Prattville turns it over. Pressure gets to him. And Jersey Farbs throws it out of bounds.
Jersey Farbs, good player, just a freshman. He's averaging nearly 12 points a game, though. He leads their team with 28 three-pointers made. He'll be taking some shots.
Three-pointer, Morissette. It's pure 8-0 Panthers.
I would not be surprised to see an early timeout from Prattville in this one. Pelham is coming out with plenty of excitement. This is exactly what you wanted to see.
And the Panthers close to forcing another turnover. It's a jump ball.
The energy level is just different right now. I mean, we're 2 minutes into this game, and the faces I'm seeing on Prattville's bench, they already look like they were not prepared to play this Pelham team tonight.
Panthers force a turnover, promptly given right back. Just struggling with it, and that's 5 seconds. Closely guarded.
They do exist.
So LaTuan Hall Jr. turns it over and might get an earful from Dad, head coach LaTuan Hall Sr. Instead, coach giving the official an earful there. I think he didn't like the contact that the Panthers are allowed to defend with. Up top, Jaden Robinson. Can't finish the alley-oop, a little too high from Deshaun Morissette. Three-pointer, other end wide open, off the mark. Pittman with a rebound.
Yeah, the lob was at a good height to catch at, but way too much air underneath it. When you say you want a lob at the rim, I don't think that kind of a lob needs to be there. It's especially when Deshaun Hall is on the other end. You can talk about Prattville might not be the best team this year. They got players out there, and Deshaun Hall can jump with the best of them.
Morissette with it. Panthers working it around. Andy Olds, jumper short. Already 5 for Andy Olds. But short on that one. 4:50 to go. 8-0. Panthers in front.
There's that early timeout.
Timeout off a turnover. 8-0 Panthers rolling early. We'll step aside here. 4:49 to go in the first quarter.
It takes proper technique to excel in sports. There's also a proper technique when it comes to the auto repair business. At Technique Automotive, they've built a reputation on honesty, accountability, and dependability. Technique Automotive can take care of anything your car needs. Technique Automotive, 3069 Lee Street in Pelham.
3M Carts and Mowers. They have the latest in lawnmowers from Exmark, Steel outdoor power equipment like edgers, blowers, and hedge trimmers. And if your mower isn't running in top shape, 3M Carts and Mowers service department can get it back on the job in no time. 3M Carts and Mowers, 734 Industrial Park Drive in Pelham.
8-0 Panthers in front. They have the ball out of the timeout. An animated Latwan Hall senior. First at the officials, then goes into his huddle. Just a bit fiery.
Hey, somebody has to wake up his team right now. I can't blame him. I thought that early timeout would come maybe a minute sooner.
Morissette in the mid-range. It's pure. A thing of beauty watching him on the offensive end. And really, with him averaging over 4 steals, we should just say playing basketball.
Just like that. This is what Pelham does so well. When they have momentum, when they can sense a little bit of something going wrong for the other team, they attack. That
Corner three,
full
no
court
good.
press out of a timeout by the other team is just what this team is special at.
Morissette, another three. It's money. 13-0. Another timeout. Not sure what you say this time. Yelling only goes so far, and when the Panthers shoot like this, good luck.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really anything wrong. Prattville, they got a good look on this end, and, they broke the press, got a three-point look out of it. Morissette just made 2 shots. I don't know how you can be super upset with it. I mean, I understand you don't want to let it get out of hand any more than it already is, but just a tremendous start for Pelham, but certainly for Sean Morissette, who, like you mentioned, celebrated 1,000 career points, averaging 20 a game. He's up to 8 already. Do you have this much time left, maybe considering how much time he might get on the bench at the end of the game at this rate? Do you have a prediction for what he finishes with tonight?
22, but get him in early. Get him in early at this pace. Again, we're nowhere close to this one being out of hand for Prattville, but
it always just looks worse when it's low scoring. If it's 30-17, they're probably okay with it.
I don't know if they're okay with it, but they're
right
it's not
now?
as bad as 13-0, and Pittman going to fire off the mark. Battle for the rebound. Morissette comes down with it.
Right now, I think they would be very happy to see 30-17 at some point.
Thought about it. Working around. Nick Vincent into the game. Loose ball. And that one's going to go out of bounds. It should stay with the Panthers. Indeed, it does.
But some life out of the Lions and their defense, getting active, getting after a loose ball. That's what's going to have to happen to make this game competitive.
Jacob Gibbs into the game as well. 2 guys, big-time X factors off of this bench. We have seen huge lifts for them. And away from the ball, a battle of number ones. Latwan Hall Jr. on Deshaun Morissette. Hall is going to get called for the foul. His dad doesn't like it. Prattville at this point, that's about the only way you can slow down Morissette.
Yeah, I think it was coming around a group screen. I think it just looked a little ugly. A lot of contact in the middle of 6 players. Probably a whistle to keep things under control.
Childress down low to the rack. And one. Count the basket. He'll shoot a free throw.
I mean, just about everything's going right for the Panthers right now. I don't want to start saying anything about best starts in school history, but if we can have someone look that up.
Misses the free throw, but gets it back. Second chance, third chance. And Morissette turns it over, trying to kick it back out. Prattville looking to push. Up ahead. And here a late foul.
It was late, but I think it was correct. I think
you got to call it. A lot of ball there, but I think there's some arm too. And
I mean, if Prattville makes the shot, you're probably thinking, wow, it probably could have been called for a foul. He got a lot of arm, and then the whistle came when he got ball, which is why it was a little confusing.
First one up and good. First points for Prattville. Second one up, second one too strong. Battle for the rebound. Prattville comes down with it on the floor, and he traveled. And those are tough. I'm not sure if it would warrant a foul call, but that he went to the ground from the momentum.
I think you got to know. I mean, again, sometimes a dead ball turnover is better than a loose ball turnover because Pelham couldn't run the other way. Grab the offensive rebound and just say, all right, let's reset.
15-1. Gibbs a little out of control, and he turns it over.
Now for Deshaun Hall, he got that offensive rebound down here. He's averaging 5 offensive rebounds a game, 11.6 total to go with 18 points per game. Everything goes through him. Right now, Pelham is just making him uncomfortable on the defensive end where he hasn't even been able to really get the ball on the offensive end.
Prattville takes it to the rack, draws some contact, and they'll head back to the stripe. Jersey Farb's nice take. And nice response from Prattville. When the shots aren't falling, draw contact, get to the line.
Yeah, he wasn't really going anywhere behind the goal when I think he let that shot go. Probably a disappointing foul if you're Coach D, but
about the only thing disappointing so far in this first quarter for Coach Greg Dickinson and his team. 15-1. 2:32 to go first quarter. Second free throw, no good. 0 for 2. Morissette comes away with the rebound. Up ahead, swinging it around. Three-pointer too strong for Jacob Gibbs, the junior. Ramon Patrick into the game. Vincent guarding down low, and nice looking basket from Anthony Cowling, the sophomore, and the first field goal of the night. Patrick for 3, too strong. Battle for it, Morissette comes away with it, working it around. Childress down low, Nick Vincent, beautiful pass, and a nice finish from Nick Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent timed his jump a little bit too long. When he went for that offensive rebound, he flew up there for a putback dunk.
Three-pointer other end off the mark. Patrick with the rebound. Panthers pushing. Contact and hip check from Jeremiah Ziegler. And that is the 4th team foul in the quarter for Prattville.
Yeah, that's a frustrating part, especially when you're down by this much, is that you feel like Pelham's playing such aggressive defense, and somehow you have twice as many fouls as they do. That's just what makes Pelham special this year, is their ability to play so fast and aggressive while still being in control 90% of the time.
All reserves in the game now for the Panthers. And a foul on the other end is going to go against Marlon Scarborough.
Yeah, Pelham wanting a little bit of a push-off. I didn't see too much extension. I mean, I think you see that quite a bit in basketball, and you're probably not going to get it called unless you get that elbow fully extended when you push somebody off.
Coach D working on the ref a little bit himself now. To the rack, nice take, contact, and a foul will send Deshaun Hall to the line.
You want to talk about things that might feel like a tune-up. You feel like you want to win and can win this game big. But any player who's individually matched up with Deshaun Hall, that's how you prepare for the playoffs right there, because you're going to run into guys like him further down the road, and you're going to run into more and more of them the more you keep playing. So that's a big challenge for Pelham's defense tonight.
17-4. Panthers on top. Second free throw is good. 1:10 to go in the quarter. And the Olds. Panthers working it around. Three-pointer is up off the mark. Prattville trying to put together a little run here to end the quarter. 54 seconds. Nice looking move to the rack. And once again, heading to the line, it'll be Jersey Farbs. And
I think those foul calls that I was saying were going Pelham's way. I think we made up for it. That's last 3 have been called on Pelham, all of them sending Prattville to the line.
First one, no good.
I think Farbs, as a freshman, might need to find a new free throw routine moving forward. There's no dribble.
I don't know how you do that.
And he's 0 for 4 from the stripe, so I don't think I would continue to do it.
Morissette back in the game, takes it into the rack. Thunderous block. A beauty from Deshaun Hall. He's looking to push, and he almost turns it over, gives it up off the mark. Some contact, no foul. A little out of control here, and finally a whistle.
I think the whistle is just for out of bounds. After all that.
Looked like there was some contact. Thought we'd have a foul. I think Ramon Patrick thought there would be as well.
And we are once again taking time for the same official who was talking with Coach Hall earlier is taking time off to talk to him again.
I wonder if these two have a history.
It did make me think. I mean, we were 3 minutes into the game, and they had a conversation yelling at each other for
animated.
Yeah,
So some discussion here. Coach Dickinson.
I think it was the wrong player. I think they got the wrong call. Coach Dickinson is like, he wasn't even near the play. How did he get called for a foul? I believe the foul should be called on Ramon Patrick. And I definitely don't think he was the shooter.
I think the players are confused out here. Deshaun Hall is a little smile on his face.
Well, we went. That's why you don't go 60 seconds before walking to the scorer's table and calling the foul, because you're gonna mess something up. I think we got it sorted. I still don't. Oh, that we did get the right foul as well. So
okay, there we go. Free throws up and good.
As long as it took, I do think we got the right call on the end, which is what you want.
Better looking for Jersey Farbs there. He knocks down both of them. Final 22 seconds here in the quarter, 17-7. Panthers have cooled off after the fast start. Morissette takes it into the lane, draws some contact, and I think that'll stay on the floor.
Boy, as fast and as fun as this thing started for Pelham fans, I think I'm about ready for this first quarter to end at this point. Amount of whistles and stoppages and free throws that we've had over the past minute.
Panthers in the bonus, and Morissette knocks down the first. Second one up and in. 19-7.
10 of those from Morissette.
Final shot of the quarter is good. And Nathaniel Warren ends it on a high note for Prattville. They cut it back to single digits. It's 19-10 after the first quarter. Hot start for the Pelham Panthers. Cools off a little in the latter half of the quarter, but they still lead 19-10 with one in the books. We will take a break. Second quarter on the other side right after this on 93.3 The River, NFHS, and YouTube.
It takes proper technique to excel in sports. There's also a proper technique when it comes to the auto repair business. At Technique Automotive, they've built a reputation on honesty, accountability, and dependability. Technique Automotive can take care of anything your car needs. Technique Automotive, 3069 Lee Street in Pelham.
Zapata Mexican Restaurant is ready to feed hungry Pelham Panther fans. Zapata is family owned and operated and a proud part of the Pelham area for more than 20 years. They have more than 100 authentic and delicious Mexican dishes to choose from. Zapata Mexican Restaurant, where Valleydale meets Highway 31 in Pelham.
19-10 with one in the books here from Pelham High School. Quick start, accentuated by a big first quarter. from Deshaun Morissette. He got 1,000 points pregame, picking up right where he left off.
Yeah, he had a point there where I thought he might reach 2,000 tonight with how quickly he was scoring to start the game. It's not that he cooled off, but Prattville certainly settled in, making Pelham's offense work for it a little bit more, and Prattville's offense really hasn't clicked yet.
Morissette off the mark on a 3, but Grayson Childress with the rebound. Gets it back out to Andy Old's corner for Childress, and he's off the mark. Nice rebound from Jaden Robinson, and a foul called against Prattville.
Already the 5th offensive rebound for Pelham. When you're not missing that often to already have that many offensive rebounds.
Andy Olds off the inbounds, knocks down a triple. 22-10 now.
It's another assist for Morissette as well, as Olds is up to 8 points.
Prattville looking to answer to Deshaun Hall, correction. He puts it in. Andy Olds, other end, right back. And puts it right back to 12.
Just showing off the quickness of this team. Decision making, the good passes, everything just flows so easily from one end of the court to the other.
.6:45 to go. Jump shot off the mark. Robinson with it. Morissette up ahead to Pittman.
I was surprised he didn't pull that from the corner. Thought he had a good look at it.
Panthers working it around, 3-pointer way off the mark. Prattville comes down with it.
It's clearly a set play, a little bit of a heat check.
3-pointer, and he banks it in. Jersey Farbs.
I said he would make some threes tonight. I didn't expect that to be the way that he made it.
It's like he thought about it and then just went ahead and put it up. A little hitch in the shot and banks it in. Morissette to the rack, draws contact, he'll shoot.
If they've signaled whether it was on the floor or not. And once again, there's a conversation. I think the ref under the basket has the ball, and he says, I'm just going to make this decision because the ref who called the foul is in a conversation right now.
Latuan Hall Sr. going to need some throat lozenges or something after this game already in the second quarter. Earfuls to his team, but most of all to the officiating crew. And substitute will come in, Jeremiah Ziegler for Prattville.
That's 3 fouls on Latuan Hall. That's a big loss for Prattville, at least for the rest of this quarter, you'd have to think.
Second free throw is good, 26-14 is the lead. Panthers force a turnover. Pittman finds Morissette. Back to Pittman. Takes it in to the rack and puts it up and in.
It's already 5 different Pelham players now on the score sheet.
And they force a turnover. Down low, Andy Olds up and in. And that is when this team is so dangerous. Forcing turnovers, easy baskets. Get it done in the half court, but when they get those easy baskets, it just makes it so difficult for their opponents.
Well, that you see good teams be really good at one of those things, right? Be good in scoring transition, but you have to create transition opportunities. But in order to get set up a press as well, you have to be good in the half court to score enough points to set up the press, and they do all of it so well. They can hurt you in so many different ways at different points in the game, and they've done all of those things through, 11 minutes of basketball tonight?
The lead is 16. It's 30-14. And what a block from Jaden Robinson.
I don't know what he thought trying to pass that ball around Jaden Robinson's outstretched arms there.
Guess I'm a little generous calling it a block. Maybe that was a pass. We'll call it an out-of-control shot. We'll give it, give him the block there.
If you give him a block, it goes down as an offensive rebound too. So what do you?
Prattville trying to find something offensively. They go down low, kicking it back out. (30-14), 4:40 to go. Second quarter. Panthers have led the entire way. They almost come up with a steal. Three-pointer off the mark. Nice rebound. Jaden Robinson, great outlet pass. Andy Olds. And an easy layup.
Boy, it's like you just know. I mean, for a rebound to happen in that way and already to have someone leaking out the other end, that's just people who know their team.
Nice feed to Anthony Cowling. He throws it down for Prattville. So good looking possession.
And if you're Pelham, you live with that because that's the point of a press. You feel like for the most part you will stop them, you'll force turnovers, but when they break that press, they're going to get easy buckets. That's part of playing a press. You know that, you live with it. That doesn't mean you're going to stop pressing the next time down court.
Grayson Childress heads to the line, drawing the foul. 32-16 now. First free throw is good. Jacob Gibbs back into the game. Panthers going small. Grayson Childress, biggest man on the floor now. As Jaden Robinson heads to the bench, second free throw up and good for Childress.
Yeah, and I don't think Pelham has any issues with Childress playing the 5, especially in a game like this that has been so fast-paced. You sometimes want to run your offense through him as a guard, but if he's going to be your biggest guy out there, I think you live with it.
Prattville, other end, off the mark on a short jumper. Childress up ahead to Gibbs. Works it over to Andy Olds off the mark. Morissette the rebound, Morissette the putback, and the lead is 20.
Just when you think he's been a little more passive, jumps in there for an offensive rebound, immediately got his hands on the ball and went straight to the rim.
Prattville again, trying to get things going. Off the mark, out of bounds, it'll go to the Panthers.
And I think those are the moments when Prattville, hey, you break the press. That's great. Find a half-court set. When was the last time we saw a half-court set from them? They either turn the ball over, they go just a little bit too quickly.
Find themselves here down 20 with 3:05 to go before the half. Andy Olds with it. Trey Pittman off the mark. Childress puts it up and in.
Hey, they still count as 2 points. Doesn't matter how much rim you get.
And a quick turnover. Morissette with it. Gives it to Childress, who trips to the ground, and a whistle's going to go against Prattville.
Pelham really testing out my stat-taking abilities with how quick they are playing right now. I think that was steal number 4 for Morissette. He also manages to have 3 assists already.
Close to his average on the steals. And Childress to the rack, unable to finish the dunk. 2:25 to go. Andy Olds, a deflection, almost a turnover. Prattville instead fires up 3 off the mark, and Childress comes down with a rebound.
Something makes me think Childress is going to get one in this game. Coming so close twice now.
Vincent to the rack, almost throws it down. And that one, would you look at that?
They do know the wires exist.
It
above
hit the wire.
Goal. I mean, I've seen him dunk before plenty of times already, but something about where he was on the court, I was thinking, there's no way he's about to go up and try to dunk this ball. And
I think after the Helena one, he's going to try to get about every one. Other end, little alley for Anthony Cowling. Finishes it for Prattville. Cut it back to 20. Morissette, long triple. It's short. Deflected around out of bounds. It'll go back to Prattville.
Just a little stale in the offense. It's not necessarily solo ball, but you're seeing maybe more one-on-one opportunities instead of set plays that we saw a lot of, especially early in the second quarter from Coach Dickinson.
Prattville working it around. Great defense from Grayson Childress.
Should be
nice
2 free throws, too.
And now he will shoot a couple.
He's down there already waiting. A three-pointer to end the first quarter that Prattville cut that lead back down to single digits. Kind of felt like it woke Pelham back up a little bit. Not that they had fallen asleep, but 15 points in 3 minutes, and then they only scored 4 and struggled offensively in the final part of the first quarter. They saw that lead cut back to single digits, and they've come out in the second quarter just like they did in the first quarter, and that's the kind of game when you're talking about goals for a game like this. That's what you want to see. Play a complete game. I don't care what the score is. I don't care who you're playing. I don't care how much this game means. Go out and play basketball. Go out and have fun, but play your game. And they've been doing that.
You have seen the intensity that you wanted to see defensively get things started as Childress 2 for 2 from the stripe. He will take a seat here with 112. We will likely to see him get a rest the rest of the way here in the first half. Prattville going to work and a putback. Anthony Cowling puts it in. 40-20 your score. Jacob Gibbs with it. Gives it to Morissette.
Might be holding for last shot here.
40 seconds to go.
Just got the signal from Coach Hall as well to just say, wait it out. We'll let this be the last possession, get into the locker room, and make adjustments as needed. I would be surprised if we don't see a set play that ends with a three-pointer from the corner off a dish from Morissette.
Morissette working it around, kicks it. Vincent, step back jumper. Rattles in and out, 4 seconds. They will throw one up for what purpose? I'm not completely sure. You had plenty of time there.
Listen, I was about to say Vincent went way too early. I don't know why he took the shot with 7-8 seconds still.
1.7 on the clock. Gibbs trying to buy some time, throws it up. And just off the mark. Looked to be on target for a second.
Good.
So we are at the half. It is 40-20. Panthers double up the Prattville Lions, and they take a 20-point lead into the half. We will take a break here. Talk about that first half when we come back. Look ahead to the second and to the area tournament coming up for both guys and girls. That is coming up after the break here on 93.3 The River, NFHS, and YouTube right after this.
An insurance agent should be more than a person who sells you a policy. Joseph Chambers, your State Farm insurance agent in Pelham, is a friend, a neighbor. Joseph can take care of your home and auto insurance needs, as well as life insurance. State Farm was recently ranked #1 by J.D. Power & Associates for life insurance customer satisfaction. Joseph's office is located in the Canyon Park Office Center, 205-663-3276. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
How would you like to unlock a healthier future for you and your children? It's possible by becoming a participant in Catalyst by Southern Research, an Alabama-based initiative. Catalyst aims to improve understanding of genetic influences on health. With this deeper understanding, you can begin to access healthcare customized to your needs and choose treatments and medications based on your individual factors. There is no cost to join or participate. To get started, visit catalystbysouthernresearch.org. That's catalystbysouthernresearch.org. Sponsored by Southern Research, the ABA, and this station.
It takes proper technique to excel in sports. There's also a proper technique when it comes to the auto repair business. At Technique Automotive, they've built a reputation on honesty, accountability, and dependability. Technique Automotive can take care of anything your car needs. Technique Automotive, 3069 Lee Street in Pelham.
You can beat your toughest opponent. You can beat your best time in the mile. You can beat that old largemouth bass. But one thing you should never try and beat is a train. If a train is approaching, don't risk your life trying to beat it, because beating the train is a deadly game. Drive safe, Alabama. Sponsored by ALDOT, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, in this station.
You wear seatbelts on wild theme park rides.
At this time, I'm going to ask you to fasten your seatbelt.
You wear seatbelts on airplanes. And seatbelts on go-karts. So why not wear a seatbelt in the backseat of a car? In Alabama, wearing your seatbelt in the back seat is the law. Every seat, every trip. Drive safe, Alabama. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Transportation, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
If neck, back, or shoulder pain leave you feeling less than 100%, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham wants to help you get back to full strength. Whether it's a general ache or a sports injury, Dr. White can help you get back on your game. Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham, 205-664-8881, or online at youcouldfeelbetter.com.
3M Carts and Mowers. They have the latest in lawnmowers from Exmark, Steel outdoor power equipment like edgers, blowers, and hedge trimmers. And if your mower isn't running in top shape, 3M Carts and Mowers Service Department can get it back on the job in no time. 3M Carts and Mowers, 734 Industrial Park Drive in Pelham.
Zapata Mexican Restaurant is ready to feed hungry Pelham Panther fans. Zapata is family-owned and operated and a proud part of the Pelham area for more than 20 years. They have more than 100 authentic and delicious Mexican dishes to choose from. Zapata Mexican Restaurant, where Valleydale meets Highway 31 in Pelham.
Hi, I'm Dolly Parton. Experts all agree that by reading with your child every day, you can spark their imagination and inspire their early education.
Dolly's Imagination Library is dedicated to inspiring a love of reading by gifting books free of charge for Alabama children from birth through age 5. All you need to do is register your child on the website, and you'll start receiving books through the mail. Go to imaginationlibrary.com. That's imaginationlibrary.com. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Early Childhood Education, the ABA, and this station.
You can now do more without it costing you more. Alabama's attractions have come together to offer the all-in-one ticket that downloads to your mobile device. No matter how many attractions listed on the ticket you see during the time span you bought, your price stays the same. Pick the right ticket option that best fits your schedule, and then enjoy more attractions without spending more. All-in-one tickets for different areas of Alabama are available at alabama.travel and other places where online tickets are sold. Brought to you by Alabama Tourism Department, the ABA, and this station.
40-20 your score. Pelham Panthers on top of the Prattville Lions here in the second game of our doubleheader here on 93.3 The River, NFHS, and YouTube. The finale to the regular season for what has been a magical season for the Pelham Panthers under Coach Greg Dickinson. 25-2 on the season, well on their way to 26. Got a half to go. Caleb, when you look at it, what is the most impressive part of this team that really just seems to be clicking on all cylinders here one half in?
I think it's the quickness. I think it's the team speed, because it's not just one player that, gets by people and gets themselves worn out. I think that we see a lot of times, especially at the high school basketball level. But the team speed that they play with collectively, the recovery time when one person, overruns a pass or has to get back, or with the press, they try to jump a pass, they miss it, their team gets back and covers because they have the speed to do that at every position. I do think you see it in transition. You see it sometimes in an offensive set, but you see it all the time on defense. And I think that from all the high school basketball that I've watched, over the last decade, I think that is the most impressive and unique thing about this team that allows them to be so special.
Looking ahead, the area tournament going to be next week, Monday, back in action against Chelsea. You can listen to it on 93.3 The River. If you want to watch, NFHS only, will not be on YouTube, so go ahead and get that subscription to all those want to watch. We'll have that great coverage for you.
You getting paid for that? You getting paid for that marketing?
I'm not. We want it does go to support the program.
That's right.
So, in a sense,
in a long way,
you are supporting this program that brings you all this great action. We had playoff football for you. We are, going to try to put regular season stuff on YouTube, but you're not going to want to miss this one. I'm sure a lot of people will be here to watch, but if you can't, make sure to head on over to NFHS so that you can watch that. But you can listen to it on 93.3 The River. When you look at it, 2-0 against Chelsea, although that's a team, this has been a wacky area.
I don't even think we have time to go over the tie breaks and what happens from seedings 2 through 4. It doesn't make any sense how this area played out.
Chelsea, Spain Park set to host until Chelsea hits a 3 at the buzzer, down 2, banks it in to win by 1 against Spain Park.
The shot was way too easy, by the way. 1.7 left to inbound it. How do you not put more pressure on the inbounds and the shooter in that situation?
In defense for Spain Park, I think as a coach you're going to live with an NBA range 3 from a big man.
I guess that's fair. How do you not get a better shot than that too, right?
A lot of things you could ask, but it all ends with the Panthers hosting what would have been a disappointment, 0-2 against Spain Park, and we do not want to look ahead. I think Chelsea presents their own challenges. They do match up fairly well with the Panthers. I just think in the second half, Panthers have worn them down in both of those matchups. What is fairly competitive, and then always compelling to watch Coach Bombau against the officials, and just how animated he is.
High school
heck of a
Eric
coach, though.
When
But when you look at it, heck of a coach. What he's done against the team on paper, you kind of feel like maybe they've overachieved to steal some games, and has played Pelham really tough.
Yeah, I think that's one thing you look at going into that, right? It's not just necessarily the fact that they really made it ugly in those 2 games they played against Pelham. Had to, whether it was mental toughness, physical toughness, whatever it was, just to kind of pull away in those games. But also the fact that they beat Spain Park, you're like, hey, anyone can beat anyone on any given night. That is where we're at, and you're playing a game on Monday that if any given team wins, then your season's over. So you don't want to put too much pressure on it. You don't, because you should still feel like, hey, we are the better team. I don't think it's wrong to think that way, because you have to go in with confidence, but you also have to understand it's like there's no slouching off.
When you look at it, let's just assume that the Panthers are able to take care of business against Chelsea, and let's take a second to look ahead. It's got to be different to make the potential matchup with Spain Park different. I think if you ask this team, they would like to see that team again.
Yeah, I do. I think you can look at it both ways. You want to play them again. You don't want to risk not hosting a sub-regional. If you get to that chance, you don't want to risk not host. Even if maybe Spain Park just matches up that well. Maybe that's just part of it. And I think you can also ask pretty much anyone in this gym and say, if you have an opportunity for a Pelham Helena area championship in any sport, how much fun would that be?
Well, on the flip side, you could also say, Panthers have dominated Helena twice, and I think you'd like revenge as Morris set a big triple after Prattville opens the third quarter with a nice jumper. A difference, I would say, and the first Spain Park matchup, I only saw highlights and watched it after the fact, but what was missing in this home matchup was the confidence that you've seen. I do feel like the gears were turning a little too much for this team that has played so freely all season. And Spain Park's a good basketball team. They do match up well against the Panthers, but I just think if this team comes out and plays with this kind of confidence, you're going to see a different type of game.
And it's a game that they led by double digits both times. It's also important to note that Pelham, it's not that Spain Park just had their number and controlled and matches up really well and looks like a better team than Pelham. Pelham still looked like a better team for parts of the game, so you know that they can play with Spain Park, and I think that is the reason when you see blown leads like that, why they're like, yes, let's win on Monday because we want to play Spain Park one more time, at least.
So both of those going to be compelling matchups, but again, you can see the Panthers in action. It's win or go home against Chelsea. Andy Olds in transition.
It's up to 16 points already. His season high is 17. Huge game from Andy Olds.
So much fun to watch. Just a nightmare to try to guard in transition. And the way the Panthers play, to have a guy like that, such a weapon to their transition attack.
He's crafty, and he knows how to get to the rim. I think that's the most impressive part when you have a guy that can shoot like that, but still so comfortable on ball, running full speed, and the touch at the rim. There's never a time where I'm thinking he needs to slow down, it's going to go too hard off the backboard or going to mess up a layup. He's fun to watch on both ends of the court.
Little bit of Ginobili in the transition. And that hadn't thought about that until just now, but you just
is there a little bit of lefty bias that makes you think that?
I'm just more thinking the layups, nothing else. The transition attack, and he's a righty, and another triple as the big time night from Andy Olds continues.
That is a career high now, 19 points. I don't know how you leave him that alone. In my defense, he uses his left hand for most of his layups, and his three-point shot is two-handed, but if a college coach ever got a hold of his shot and tried to fix it, I think I would say, hey, just leave it alone.
Whatever works, and it's working for Olds tonight. 19 points. Panthers have doubled up Prattville again, 48-24. 5:11 to go in the quarter. First free throw good for Deshaun Hall. Wonder why I mistakenly called him Keyshawn Hall.
I'm trying to think of
another good player by that name. Had the Bediaco shout earlier. Got to shout out the Auburn Tigers as well.
Yeah, the good player.
Well, Bediaco, it's good enough to get a G League contract. Trey Pittman with it. He'll fire a three, and that is pure. Right in the grill of Laquan Hall.
The same age. Yeah, you brought it up. I can keep going, all right?
Prattville other end, nice dunk down low. Whistle as well. Anthony Cowling will head to the line.
Cowling, the first Prattville player into double figures with 10.
Been active down low.
Might be the fastest we've seen Prattville's offense look as well.
Free throw up and rattles out.
I think this is a big time for Pelham. Keep the intensity going, keep the offense rolling. You can get this game to a point where you finish this third quarter, you think you could possibly empty your bench for the entirety of the fourth quarter.
Prattville draws some contact on the other end, and they will shoot. LaTuan Hall Jr. will head to the line. First free throw up and good.
Yeah, Hall sitting with 3 fouls. He missed most of that second quarter. He still hasn't had a basket yet. Just a couple of points from the free throw line.
Second one up, rattles out. Corner, Andy Olds, he'll pull up again, off the mark. Gibbs comes up with it. Corner, Olds, once again, this time he'll take it to the rack and put it up and in.
I kind of wanted him to shoot again, honestly. I think
he wanted to.
I think every Prattville defender thought he was going to. Seeing that and taking advantage of it, being able to get to the rim quickly, 2 easy points.
Mid-range off the mark. Panthers with it, 25-point lead, Jacob Gibbs. Thought he was going to attack. Slows it down and then attacks. Finds Jaden Robinson with the rim rocker.
Yeah, first points of the night for Robinson. Now, I believe we have 6 Pelham players who have gotten on the score sheet.
Little mid-range jumper off the mark. Robinson with a rebound. Panthers firmly in control here. Trey Pittman a 3. It's short.
Eddie Olds just running around out there. I think you can see not a lot of intensity has been lost.
Jaden Robinson, a rejection. Prattville's second chance. Robinson there to deny Anthony Cowling, but a foul will send him to the line.
Well, Robinson was making sure that ball didn't go in. He was almost a little late to prevent it. I think there might be an argument. I'd have to see a replay. It might be an argument that he blocked that shot through the rim. But we won't have to ask questions if it wasn't called.
At 55-29 now after Cowling's free throw, I'm not sure. It's of the greatest concern.
The intensity in this gym is lacking a little bit. Honestly, if he had thrown that dunk, we would have seen the Prattville bench and crowd get a little loud. Might have gotten this student section back up and standing. Could have used a little bit of life. Without life up here, I might need coffee soon. So
2:40 to go, third quarter, 55-30. Cowling 2 of 2. Jacob Gibbs with it into the half court. Gibbs to Pittman. Over to Morissette. Long 3 is short. Olds with the rebound, kicks it out to Gibbs. Gibbs takes it in, turns, fires off the mark. Offensive rebound, Pittman. Working it around Morissette. Reverse up off the mark.
That spin, I thought if it touched glass at all, it was going to be able to get in.
Prattville transition points. Jersey Farbs puts it in. 23-point game. Morissette to the rack, draws the contact, puts it up and in, and the foul. He will head to the line.
Chance to get to 20 points. I think he might be pretty close. Not that he's necessarily been disappeared out there, but he's certainly not making his way in the game when he's trying to score in this third quarter. I think you said 22, right?
Free 22.
Free throw would get him to 20, and he's not taking a lot of 2-pointers. I think a missed free throw might be your best chance here.
Transition layup. Transition layup. Well, that
might do it.
He will head to the bench.
Now, when we checked at halftime, I was missing 2 points somewhere.
So
in my score sheet, that could be 22. We need someone to check down there, the official score sheet.
Do we see him again here tonight? Layup other end, Prattville.
I think if you're Pelham fans, you hope that you don't, because that probably means Prattville's getting closer than they should.
And another opportunity for Prattville off of a turnover. Other end, a little out of control layup from Latuan Hall, but puts it in. 58-36. Olds other end has it rejected. That's going to stay with the Panthers. Last touch by Anthony Cowling. Grayson Childress back into the game.
Yeah, a couple minutes there without Robinson or Childress on the court. I don't think you're going to see that very often. I thought a Pelham timeout might be coming soon, but looks like we're getting one from Prattville.
Prattville timeout. We'll take it with them. 58-36, 1:13 to go. Third quarter, right back after this.
If neck, back, or shoulder pain leave you feeling less than 100%, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham wants to help you get back to full strength. General aches and pains, or a sports injury, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham, 205-664-8881, or online at youcouldfeelbetter.com.
1:13 to go, third quarter, 58-36, Panthers on top. And Coach D out of the timeout. You just want your team to maintain the lead and maybe have a little fun in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think you want to have fun, obviously, but I think right now you're also kind of signaling it's like, hey, maintain the lead, push it even a little bit. Don't let any even momentum, don't get sloppy, and say, let's keep Morissette and Andy Olds and Jaden Robinson, and let's keep some of these guys on the bench for extended periods. And then you might see a crowd get back into it if 3-4 minutes left, you empty that bench. The student section might stand back up to see.
I think that's where the fun kicks in. That's what you want to see, is see those bench guys come in.
Might not be the biggest crowd of the season, but I assure you the roof will still come off this place. A
couple of those guys hit some threes. Not quite a Helena crowd here, but still student section is filled up. Again, Prattville not going to travel. Surprised we did not see a foul there as Grayson Childress. He wanted one too, but Jordan Winston there to clean it up and put it up and in. 60-36.
Seventh player to be on the score sheet. Let's see, maybe that's the goal. See if you can get that to 10 by the end of this game.
To the rack, Deshaun Hall. He will shoot two. And
especially with Deshaun Hall still in this game, with more of your bench players out there, like I said earlier, it gives them an opportunity to face a talented player who might have the edge and athletic ability, speed, length, and certainly jumping that gives a tough guard for some of these guys. And you never know when they might be needed down the road in the playoffs.
60-38 after the free throws, 34 seconds to go. The press here from Prattville. Jacob Gibbs thought about a three, pulls it back out. Childress to the rack, reverse off the mark. Patrick for three off the mark, short. Childress gets the rebound, puts it up and in. 16 seconds.
He kind of cut that ball like he wanted to go dunk it, and I think Deshaun Hall saw it, went for the block, and it was very nifty to go up and underneath.
Nice take to the basket, Deshaun Hall.
He stepped out. I don't think Childress was expecting the pass. I think he had his heel on the sideline.
Two seconds on the clock. Third quarter. Inbounds. Deshaun Hall throws it up, way off the mark, and we will head to the fourth quarter with the Panthers comfortably in front, a 22-point lead. Looking to cruise in the fourth. We'll see if they can hold on to the big lead when we come back. This is Pelham Panther basketball on 93.3 The River, NFHS, and YouTube.
If neck, back, or shoulder pain leave you feeling less than 100%, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham wants to help you get back to full strength. General aches and pains, or a sports injury, Roderick White Chiropractic in Pelham, 205-664-8881, or online at youcouldfeelbetter.com.
Joseph Chambers State Farm is a big supporter of Pelham Athletics. Their mission is to serve the customers' needs through their knowledge of insurance and excellent customer service. Joseph Chambers State Farm takes pride in what they do. Located on Canyon Park Drive in Pelham. Joseph Chambers State Farm, 205-663-3276.
8 minutes to go here, 62-40. Pelham Panthers on top as we start this fourth quarter. Justin Foster, Caleb Turrentine with you here. And Andy Olds has been the story here tonight. Season high for him. And Panthers have brought a lot of starters back in the game now. They want to extend this thing to close it out.
See Andy Olds sprinting from half court, just being loud, coming up and forcing a travel from about 30 feet away. Give the ball right back, unfortunately.
62-40. Off the mark are the Lions. Panthers pushing ahead. Morissette. Step back jumper, long two. Was it a three? It was.
What did I say? What did I say?
65-40 now.
Something about the way he was playing. He wanted a three.
Drawing the contact on the other end. And
probably could have gotten a fourth, honestly, with that closeout.
I thought there was some contact on that one. But Morissette, 23 points now. Other end, Deshaun Hall will shoot a couple.
I'll say a play like that, I mean, you don't want to be thinking injuries by any means, but play like that scares me more than fast breaks, players at full speed colliding. Player closes out underneath your feet. It's a scary sight sometimes.
First
That's why it's
one
a
off the
flagrant
mark.
in the NBA.
Second one up and rattles in. That one loose, and that'll be a turnover as Morissette lost the handle. He wanted a foul. Not going to get it.
And you want to find the definition of playing and not caring what the score is right now. Prattville's doing it, and Pelham has to match it. Otherwise, this lead could be cut. I don't know if there's enough time for Prattville to come back, but it could certainly cut this lead.
Jordan Winston deflection, but it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Prattville.
Three guys running down with that ball ready. Somebody wanted a dunk.
And a timeout. Prattville wants to make one final push. We will take the timeout with them. 24-point lead for the Panthers, 65-41. 7:10 to go when we come back.
It takes proper technique to excel in sports. There's also a proper technique when it comes to the auto repair business. At Technique Automotive, they've built a reputation on honesty, accountability, and dependability. Technique Automotive can take care of anything your car needs. Technique Automotive, 3069 Lee Street in Pelham.
Prattville down 24, but they are still fighting and clawing, trying to get back into this ball game. I think a little disbelief there with the timeout from Coach Dickinson.
Hey, Prattville's only got one left, and you have to get to the point where you need them down the stretch, so I can understand it. And you also can't take timeouts with you, so.
3-point opportunity for Prattville off the mark. Panthers with the rebound. And Morissette thought about pushing it, and indeed he will. Gets it out to Pittman for three. Off the mark, just short. Andy Olds almost a steal. Still defending hard, but called for a foul.
I think he cut over too much. Andy Olds is very good at that, running up from behind. He's got the speed to catch up with a ball handler. But you got to wait until you're in front of them before sliding over to cut them off. A little bit more of a hip check that time. Didn't get away with it.
And Prattville turns it over. Pressure got to him, just the ball stepped on the line, or ball touched the line, or they stepped on the line.
We can't see the line, so we don't know.
Good distinction there. Pittman thought about a three. He was way in the corner, just didn't have the angle.
Coach Dickinson kind of was like, what are you doing? Why didn't you shoot? If he had the angle we had, he would know exactly why he didn't shoot that ball.
Yeah, that was there was, I won't say no chance. Seen Larry Bird hit a couple of those, but that's a tough shot. Panthers
It's
turn
a horse
it over.
shot is what it is.
And contact. Jaden Robinson called for the foul.
Yeah, I kind of agree with J-Rob on that one. I didn't see a lot.
Think
Still backpedaling, maybe a blocking foul. I didn't see a lot of contact.
I think Deshaun Hall agrees too. There's a smile on his face after that one. Knows that, hey, maybe he's gifted one there.
Still think there's one more moment in this game for Pelham. I feel like that'll feel and serve as like a dagger or icing on the cake, and I'm just waiting for it at this point.
Waiting on like a 7-0 run to just put it away. And Jordan Winston, that could have been the start of it. He misses a dunk. 6 minutes to go, 22-point game.
You can be happy about a lot as a coach from this game. You're not going to be happy about 2 missed dunks. Because here's the thing about high school ball. You know you can dunk it, but you can get 2 points from a layup. So if you're going to go for that dunk, you better make it.
I think it's a little different when you're up 22, but now 19 as Jersey Farbs knocks down a triple, make it a 2, long 2. Andy Olds 3, he's open, he's off the mark. Second chance, J-Rob, he will head to the line and shoot a couple of free throws.
Boy, I don't know how Morissette missed him going to the basket there. That was definitely going to be the dunk that felt like the icing on the cake. He was flying in. I don't know where Prattville's defense was.
Robinson to the free throw line. Always an adventure from the stripe. First one up, and it's good.
There's some talking going on between the two head coaches right about now. It's the first time I've seen Prattville's Coach Hall. I think he was a little stunned.
Second one up and way off the mark. It's when you'd love to have your coaches mic'd up.
I think at the point right now, I think they're saying there should have never been an offensive rebound because I don't think the free throw hit the rim.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. It did not hit the rim.
Which means there should not be. As soon as it doesn't hit the rim, it's a dead ball turnover. I can understand trying to argue right now. I don't think I appreciate the acting here. I don't think that.
From our angle,
wow.
Okay. Panthers will retain possession.
So they're saying it did hit the rim and the ball was just out on Prattville.
Pittman wide open three is short. He's just been a little short on that jumper as the game's progressed.
Sometimes you just say, give him an open shot, ball won't lie either way, and turns out the ball sided with Prattville.
Prattville in transition, no foul on the
Who wants
contact.
it? Who
Panthers
wants it?
get a run out and a layup for Morissette.
Now at 25.
68-45, under 5 minutes here. Three-pointer off the mark. Second chance, Prattville up and in for Anthony Cowling. Pittman thought about a three a couple of times. Gives it back out to Morissette. Down to 4:25 here. Childress takes it in.
Yeah, I think that's
Spinning.
a matchup. That's a matchup you want.
Puts it in.
I think he saw a couple of slashers in the middle of the lane saying, "What are you doing? Let me back down. I have this." Smart play to get the easy 2.
Long triple is good. Beautiful shot. Jersey Farbs. Other end, Morissette just puts it up and in. And now you bring in all the reserves.
Yeah, that's the point where you saw, like, Prattville might have still been pressing. I'm not really sure. The team was going very slow each way, and I think there's no point of leaving starters out there and risking somebody trying to jump or do something like that. Morissette had an opportunity. I had a feeling his teammates would have really liked him to get a dunk in a game like tonight. Might have lost a little bit of his legs before getting up there, though.
Seen him try a couple. He's got a lot in the bag. The dunk is not one of those things.
His layup package, though, might be best on the team.
I know he can dunk, but I think his three-point percentage is higher than his dunk percentage.
And I think he would take that. Based off the pass he made to the corner earlier when J-Rob was running right underneath the rim, he said, no, let's get a three-pointer instead.
3:40 to go, all reserves in the game, and most of these guys we've seen, and that is the nature of this roster. Coach D, if he had it his way, he'd play about 10 to 12 guys each and every night. You know, in the postseason, that may tighten a decent amount, but the way they play defense, that's a part of what they want to do. Scarborough, short jumper is good.
Grayson Childress fan of that one on the bench. Got a little excited. Prattville starters still in. Talk about challenge right now. Every single Pelham player that's out there right now looks ready for it.
Three-pointer off the mark. Micah Bland with the rebound. Into the game for the first time tonight. Bland, it's almost taken from him, but a jump ball, and Prattville going to bring in the reserves as well with 2:54.
That looked like a moment that Coach Dickinson kind of saw coming. He wasn't going to say anything. He saw Bland kind of dribble over to the corner. He was like, okay, where's this going? As soon as he picked up the dribble, he just kind of turned around.
Scarborough with it. Over to Jacob Gibbs. Gibbs elbow jumper. Late foul. He'll head to the line and shoot a couple.
He definitely got him on the elbow. That one wasn't really close. Let's see some hands up from the Prattville bench, but looked like an offensive set was drawn up there, and I don't know if Gibbs just said, you know, it wasn't developing quick enough, or he just wanted to get his own. So he becomes yet another Panther on the score sheet.
Second one for Gibbs is good.
Up to 8 Pelham players have scored. We can get that to 10.
Off the mark, Nick Vinson. Skies in. That one's deflected off Prattville, out of bounds, and the Panthers will have the ball with 2:28 to go and a 26-point lead.
Gibbs coming off the floor.
John Nguyen into the game, and
I think the bench is officially emptied.
now everyone has seen action. Long three, Michael Bland puts it in.
Something about that, he didn't look like he wanted to shoot. Standing in front of the student section, you know somebody said something about, hey, shoot it. And listen, what a
Well,
shot.
up 29, why not? Bland with the rebound. Pushing up ahead. Scarborough. Patrick for three. He's got him.
And that's 10 players.
10 players now have scored, and the lead is 32 with 1:37 to go.
You thought you might get a little icing on the cake from the starters, some big dunk, some big three, but I don't know. These last couple of threes feels very fitting to just say how much of a team win this was. We talked about Morissette and Olds and how well they played, obviously leading the scoring, but everybody had a part to play, and it didn't feel like Pelham had a weak link on the court for the entirety of the 32-minute game.
John Wynn gives to Patrick. Ball goes out of bounds as Patrick loses control, but off of Prattville. And a running clock, and I think want a Nick Vincent dunk or a John Wynn three. And Wynn going to get a look at it. Long two, that's going to be well short. Well short. Just over eager there.
And sometimes long twos are, you just get in your head a little bit. Think you have to take a little off, even though it's pretty much the same as a three. Oh, you wanted to pull another one.
Wynn thought about it. Scarborough. You know, the difference here, NBA, hey, Patrick puts one up. NBA, you're dribbling it out, and, we're not putting one up. It's just not the same way in high school. Three on the other end, rattles around off the mark, and Nick Vincent brings it down, and that will do it. The Panthers, a dominant win here to close out the regular season. They improved to 26-4. And 2, correction. Sorry, getting my wires crossed there. 26. Just making sure, did this make it 25? Did this make it 26? 26-2 on the regular season, and they will.
Best mark in program history?
I don't want to, I'm trying to think of that. I don't know.
I believe that is correct. I feel like that mark was set sooner, but it is official now that the regular season.
I know it was the best start.
Wrapped up.
I do not want to speak out of turn without knowing that for sure. I do believe that is the case. 26-2 in the regular season. The only losses to the same team, Spain Park. That will do it for us here tonight. 82-54 is your final. The boys victorious. They will take on Chelsea Monday night right here at Pelham High School. That one is at 7 p.m. And again, if they win, they will then play on Wednesday at 6 p.m. You can watch that one on NFHS exclusively. You can listen on 93.3. The River Girls in action on Saturday. That is at 4 p.m. at Chelsea High School, and that will be exclusively on 93.3 The River as far as our production, but you can watch it on NFHS as well. That will do it for us. For us, Austin Vinson, our director. For Braden George, our engineer. For Justin Vollenweider, producing, leading the way. For our entire wonderful crew. For Caleb Turrentine, I am Justin Foster. Good night, and as always, go Panthers.